Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fremantle Community Bank Oval, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. This is the West Coast Eagles live stream, taking on the South Fremantle Bulldogs. An absolute cracking day for football this afternoon. The sun is out, grass and field looking absolutely A+. Stephen Bandy here, calling your play-by-play, joined by Cameron Palmer in the hot seat of special comments. You are a special comments genius, Cameron. Looking forward to today's matchup with plenty on the line, plenty of permutations.
Yeah, likewise, Steve. Great to be alongside you. Great day for footy, and really am looking forward to this match. It's been a long season for the West Coast Eagles when you consider the AFLW started all the way back in January through the AFL and the waffle season. I think there'll be a few relieved souls when we get to 5 o'clock today when the season does come to a close. For South Fremantle, they're on the cusp of their 6th straight final series, so they're looking to tune up for those finals that start in a week's time in the waffle.
Yes, they're going to be in a great position to go back-to-back, the Bulldogs. Let's take a quick look at the ladder when we get a chance. And we see what both sides are really playing for today, Cam. Run us through.
Now, this is going to sound like hyperbole, but just stay with me for a moment. This is a massive match in the context of the season. For the Eagles, we've got to acknowledge they're heavy underdogs, but if they can cause an upset today, they'll grab their 5th win. Depending on the result at Perth and West Perth today, they could avoid the wooden spoon. When you consider where this team was halfway through the year and some of the unfair criticism that has been laid on the team, it would be a massive tonic to finish the season to just be able to get off the bottom of the ladder. Meanwhile, for South Fremantle, huge one today. If you look at the top 3 teams, South Fremantle here, Subi will play Peel today, Claremont will play Swans. They're all favourites to win. If those 3 results hold, there's just 1% between South Fremantle and Claremont. Now, you might look final 5, 2nd, 3rd, you're in a qualifying final, you get a double chance. Look beyond that, Steve. These 2 teams are unbeatable at home. South Fremantle are 8-0 at home so far this year. Claremont 8-1 at home. So whoever grabs 2nd will have a huge advantage next week, will be the favourite in the quali final. They would only be 1 win away from a grand final. It could be, when we are on grand final day, we look back at today as the most important of the season.
I'm loving the research, Cam. You're spitting hot fire early doors. I think even the most staunch and confident of Eagles supporters would think some kind of an upset today would be heavily unlikely, Cam. They're missing a number of AFL-listed players. When we go through the list, what have we calculated?
Yeah, I think we're down to just the 4 players for the with the Eagles' experience, and a number of them. You've got Izzy Winder, you've got Xavier O'Neill, Braden Ainsworth, and Ben Johnson. But the number of games amongst that group, it would be less than 25, I would imagine. It would probably be between that 25 to 30 mark.
Oh, so you've nailed it. It's 29 games experience.
So there we go. So look, but at the same time, there's some new players. There's a debut today for the West Coast Eagles waffle team in Nick Watson. So excited to see how he can go. And at the back there, you see number 56 on your screen, Kieran Hug. He's playing game number 50 today as waffle. It's I think his 33rd game for the Eagles, and he's playing his 50th overall.
It's a bit unfair to put Kieran Hug at the back of the huddle. I don't think you can see who's talking there, but congratulations for notching up 50. A tremendous effort, in an inaugural West Coast Eagle from back in 2019. Wishing him all the best.
Sorry, take that back. 23 games for us and 27 over with Perth previously. So 50 games for Kieran Hug as of today.
That away, Cam. We remember the last time these 2 sides locked horns. It was a 66-point margin in favour of South Fremantle. Of course, here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval, no home games for the West Coast Eagles in season 2021.
And we look at the other probably interesting one when you look at the South Fremantle list is Hamish Free out today. Brock Higgins comes back in. There was a little bit of debate whether they may play the 2 ruckmans. Historically, South Fremantle have only played the 1 ruckman, and it's Brock Higgins that comes in, and Hamish Free, very unlucky, has been one of the form ruckmen of the league, but Todd Curley's going with his experience, premiership winning ruckman.
He's bided his time, a couple of games in the reserves, Brock Higgins, to get match fit for the top level. And we see him back, about to begin proceedings in the middle, up against Daniel Borgogno for the West Coast Eagles. You can't ask for a better day here. Wind blowing slightly to the left of screen. You can see the flags going in the background, but otherwise, an absolute pitch-perfect day.
And that Eagles midfield, you've got Xavier O'Neill, Hamish Brayshaw, Izzy Winder, and then Braden Ainsworth out on the wing. So that's where the experience is for the West Coast Eagles waffle.
And we're underway, the final round of the WAFL competition, season 2021. And Brock Higgins, first to get the hit out as Shark by the West Coast Eagles. The kick forward inside 50 is going to be the first for the Bulldogs. Great touch there from Miller, can't bring it all the way in. Jumps on his opponent, and we'll have a ball up. 25 out, South Fremantle.
And it was Winder that sharked that first ruck tap, so good to see Winder get a little bit of midfield time. It'd be interesting to see what he can do across the day.
Ball up, Miller takes it on this occasion. Brayshaw Claimed by 3 Bulldogs. He's not going anywhere.
If you do have a look at the tackle stats, South Fremantle have one of the highest tackle counts, and their opponents have a high number against as well.
Collins. Little handball. Bentley just releases. Not a lot of room for Ainsworth. Puts one up high off the right boot. Subin had it all to himself. Spilled it. Follows up with a tackle. And again, South Fremantle able to lock it inside their forward 50.
Yeah, so just following up, 126 tackles per game in South Fremantle games. They have the highest average in the league per game.
Miller again. Goes boundary side. Sharked by Brayshaw. Hacks it forward. Tough bounce for Higgins. Heading back is Dent to collect for the Bulldogs. Back feed. And they're controlling the ball nicely early goings. Hayden Schloit.
Yeah, good setup behind the ball there for South Fremantle, sort of playing into their hands if you do kick long. They've got a very good and experienced back 6 or 7.
He thought about a corridor kick instead. Had Subin, 15 out. Wheels around on the left boot. Sends it long. Good spoil on that occasion from Collins. Racing to the pocket. Umpire calls play on, tackle legal. In the end, heads out of bounds.
It's the other part for the Eagles back line when you've got Mason Shaw and Jimmy Miller. It's a good two-pronged attack for the South Fremantle forwards. It's going to be one to watch inside forward 50.
Umpire tosses it in. Borgogno has it all to himself. Hit to Sumage. Going to be a free kick going West Coast way.
I think it might be a replay of the boundary throw-in. A little bit short on the throw-in.
Borgogno couldn't believe his luck on that occasion. Miller will reset by his side. Better throw in on this occasion. Dragovic sharks it round on the right boot. He's put through the first for the Bulldogs. Great opportunistic goal there from Dragovic.
Yeah, Dragovic has been in the goals in the last couple of weeks. He kicked one last week. He kicked the goal last time they played the Eagles, and really good positioning there. Lovely snap around the body, and a nice goal there from the veteran South Fremantle midfielder Jacob Dragovic. He's one of, I think, 7 South Fremantle players to play every game this year, Jacob Dragovic. So they've been able to get that settled team. And with Nick Watson debuting for the West Coast Eagles Waffle today, that's their 50th player for the season that's been debuted, which is some sort of record.
South Fremantle first to strike here this afternoon.
We've been going 3 minutes and ball exclusively in the South Fremantle half, unfortunately, for West Coast Eagles fans.
Might be a telltale sign of the afternoon. Borgogno gets it all to himself, but the umpire wants to redo it. Borgogno standing at 199 centimetres. He's going to have his work cut out today, taking on big Brock Higgins. They do battle once more. Bletchenden again emerges with his second clearance of the afternoon. A long ball. Curnow. Good spoil from behind. Ball at ground level. A chance for Bentley to clear. Goes down the wing. Well read there from South Fremantle, and a good mark taken by Trent Newton.
One of the guys coming back into the team. First game since round 17 for Trent Newton.
They want to retreat the Bulldogs. They go back inside their defensive 50. Noah Strom to Dent. Has a bit of a trot. Goes very sideways. It's going to work for them. Down the line. Hall has to stop and prop, and Sinclair takes him over the boundary.
Yeah, so again, got the ball in the hand of Jason Mascos there. He is a player they like to get the ball back into, and he is one that can set it up from behind there for South Fremantle.
Ball up, far side. Ball hits the deck. Sinclair puts his head over it. Hall's claimed immediately. Not a little room to operate from either side.
Good to see Harry Sinclair getting in there and doing the hard work with Xavier O'Neill.
Winder, back feed, Ainsworth, a high pitching wedge. A chance for South Fremantle to go straight through the guts. Sends it wide, bouncing ball. Donaldson doesn't quite sit for him, wants to turn back to the left side. Instead has a back feed. Newton again for his third disposal early doors. And a good chiseled pass. Shaw takes it out in front.
Looks like Collins on shore at the moment. That's going to be a good challenge for the young West Coast Eagle listed player.
Miller going to be put in his direction. In fact, Higgins comes. Can't quite complete the mark. Made up good ground. Centering ball. A chance for Hall. O'Neill there to provide support. The Eagles with the numbers. Fournette. Florenka. Back to Subban. Kick one here last week. Tight angle.
Forster on the line.
Almost. Kicked an absolute perler there in the third term 7 days ago.
And Ben Johnson to bring the ball back in. He's had a good few weeks, and expect him to be the kicking out. And interested to see how he does finish his season. He's been one of the improved Eagles over the last month or so, Steve.
Goes for a trot. Pumps one wide. The big man. They compete. Humble. Just gets rid of the ball. Frantic footy. In the end, West Coast take control. Brayshaw hacks it forward. A good chance here for Marlin, who's swung forward and playing forward of centre now. Dragovic ducks the tackle well. Newton swings around to the wing. Donaldson outstretched, traps the ball. Great support from Hall, and he takes off. Burns Ainsworth on that occasion. Looking for the 1-2 with Miller. A high ball, but in the end, Johnson all thought about playing on. Almost collected by Motlop.
And that is Jesse Motlop on the mark, so he's back in for his first game since round 17. Highly touted draft pick for next year, Jesse Motlop.
They've got themselves into a bit of trouble here, West Coast. Subban, a long ball. Is Schlensog with a better position than Collins. And South Fremantle will make them pay on the turnover.
Yeah, but on the wing here, probably the effort from Ainsworth just had to be a little bit better on Hall. Hall was able to get around, and that was really what set this play in motion. And Schlensog well read at the back rather, and had himself in the best position to be able to take the mark and take an easy shot on goal.
So he's moved from defence about midway through the year. Such a great utility footballer, and he puts through his first.
Yeah, so Schlensog has had goals now in his past 8 games, moved into the attack 8 games ago. He had no goal prior to that. He's kicked 5 against Peel about 4 weeks ago, and if the early signs are there's going to be a lot of ball up forward for Schlensog to have another big afternoon for the South Fremantle Football Club.
Well, the last time we teamed up, Cam, was down at East Fremantle Oval. How many did Marsh have that day?
He had quite a few. Yeah, let's sort of stick with it. The score at the moment, we're just waiting for an update on our screen, but it is South Fremantle 2 goals, 1-13. The West Coast Eagles waffle yet to score. You see Higgins there in the middle, who they do put as the second rucker. We'd assume Jimmy Miller will come in. Higgins has gone for 7 or 8 minutes so far. How far he goes into the first quarter, because no doubt they're also thinking about finals with Higgins and having him cherry ripe for next week.
That's why I thought they might have rolled the dice and played Higgins with Freed this week. Just give Higgins a nice gentle run back into it. But they've opted for the solo rock option with Miller in support. Again, Florenka with another clearing kick inside forward 50. Motlop first to it. Takes care of Bentley. Steps around him a second time. Darts the pass, and Ninyet grabs it with one hand.
Hard to stop when you've got a forward line that's got a bit of skill and poise like that. So outstanding play from Motlop, and Ninyet
wheels around, and South Fremantle bag their third.
That was very impressive play from Motlop. You can see why he's so highly regarded as a youngster. Motlop was actually the leading goal kicker in all of PSA footy last year as a year 11, and has made his debut probably about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Had played the 3 games, is sort of now splitting time between the state 19s and South Fremantle, but back here today, and expect him to also have an impact come finals time.
Ninyet, 2-time Perth leading goal kicker.
If we do look around the grounds there as well for their first time today, Steve, Peel Thunder do have an early lead over Subiaco, so it's just 8-6. But if Peel can cause an upset down there, then the top spot for South Fremantle is still up for grabs. If South Fremantle do claim top spot today, it'll be back-to-back minor premierships for the first time since 1952-53.
You're an almanac of local footy, Cam. Love to have you here. Back in the middle, Higgins, decisive hit out. Florenka shovels the pass. Dragovic hooks it to the forward flank. Good use of the body on that occasion by Hansen. Donaldson looking for a free kick. Nothing doing. In fact, the umpire has indicated too much contact. Donaldson will take it.
Hansen, another one. He's spent a lot of time forward. He's gone back over the past few weeks. So be interesting to see how Hansen does do playing more back today, Stephen.
Donaldson with a laser pass, and he's found Shaw. Quality ball. Collins just couldn't get the fist in time, and Mason Shaw's going to line up and strike it from just to the paint of the 50.
I think it was Feeney that has come across onto him on that time. And again, they're going to be giving up size between Feeney and Collins. Shaw, Miller, Schlensog, they're all big bodies. So how they do cope with that height, again, it's going to be, you imagine South Fremantle are going to be trying to get that ball in quick, long and fast.
Mason Shaw for his first shot of the afternoon. We're right behind it here on the stream. He starts it, drifting left, only slightly though. Sensational strike of the footy there from Mason Shaw. And that's 4 on the ball for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so Mason Shaw had kicked 47 goals coming into today. If he does get 3 goals, it'll be the 3rd time that he's got 50 goals in the season. Been one of the most consistent forwards in waffle footy since about 2016, and that was a lovely strike of the ball. One of the better kicks going around, just has a nice, clean, smooth action, and that time just set it up on the right-hand side of the goals, and it just drifted beautifully inside that left post there, Steve.
Well, he's second in the Bernie Naylor. I don't think he can catch Keitel, no matter how big a day out he has this afternoon.
He is 15 back, so it would take some sort of afternoon, and with guys like Schlensog, Miller, Ninyet, Motlop, I imagine there might be a few that are trying to share it around. But it's 4 goals, 1-25 South Fremantle. West Coast Eagles waffle still looking for their first score, still looking for their first inside 50 entry.
The umpire restarts play. It's Borgogno up against Miller. At ground level, Ainsworth feeds the handball out, but it's sarked by Bletchenden. And front position, Subin takes a good contested mark. Plays on, wants the left boot, and has Ninyet drifting back into the space. Options are plenty thus far for South Fremantle.
Yeah, just picking holes at the moment in the West Coast Eagles waffle defensive 50. Again, nice little setup, just working well into space there was Ninyet. He's going to line up for his 2nd goal.
As mentioned before, 4 years at the Perth Demons, where he finished on top of the goal kickers list on 2 occasions. This is his 2nd year down at the Kennel.
Didn't debut until the preliminary final last year. Played the preliminary final and the grand final premiership win, Ninyet.
Lining up for his 2nd in the opening term. Got quality distance on it, and the goal umpire doesn't move. Straight over his hat. Ninyet's got a couple.
So another thing to sort of keep an eye out for is that there's another very clinical set shot on goal there by Ninyet. But South Fremantle actually have the best accuracy in the waffle. As you can see, Ninyet again, a bit like Mason Shaw, just a nice, clean, smooth action. And Shaw's there, the captain of the South Fremantle Bulldogs, Mason Shaw, to give his small forward a bit of a pat on the head and say good job on goal number 2. But they convert the best goal accuracy in the waffle, 61%. And early on, 5 goals won, they're hitting the scoreboard pretty easily.
Give me live around the grounds for us, Cam.
I was going to say stat winners quickly. Ainsworth leads the way with 4 and Subin also with 4. If we do go around the grounds, Perth have got an early lead over West Perth. Claremont leads Swans, and Peel do maintain that lead over Subiaco.
Back into the middle again. It's Florenka with his 2nd clearance of the afternoon. In front position, Miller. Just moved from ruck back into his forward post. Takes the mark in front of Feeney.
Just too big, too strong on that occasion. Just a nice sort of, it's just smart ball movement really. It's get the ball out of the middle and get it long towards these big targets. Long set shot this one, going to kick from right on the paint of 50, Steve.
Well, they've been dead eye so far, the Bulldogs, for their 6th of the opening corner. It's pulled it a little bit just to the opposite side of the goal post, and the 2nd blemish on their scorecard thus far.
And just looking at the South Fremantle defensive setup, they are just really well drilled under Coach Todd Curley. It's going to be a hard defensive group to penetrate today.
Johnson goes long through the hands of Watson. Schloith just gets rid of the handball. In fact, the umpire said not good enough. Good tackle on that occasion from Nitschke. He's going to take the kick from right half back. Umpire waves play on. Drives a long ball down the wing. Higgins, the only one to fly. He's got options inside the corridor. Wants to use Hall. Takes it. Again, the switch of play to Subin, who's been very busy. Always wants that left boot. Back around to Kelly. You can see their intent. They want to move it quickly here. Goes long. Tremendous mark again, Miller. Very big and strong in the contest. Almost runs into the man on the mark, gets away with it. In the end, Curnow sees the ball over. Ninyet can't bring it in.
And you can see a couple of times now that they've really been able to get that turnover. It's a quick switch back across the ground. It's a shorter, sort of wider ground here. And if you can get the switch going, switch it from one side to the other, a lot of the time you can find open space. And South Fremantle are ruthless at using that space.
Throw in, forward 50 for the Bulldogs. Miller, uncontested. Deegan mops it up. Curnow's kick is smothered. Good defensive pressure again here from South Fremantle. Deegan taken to ground by Florenka. And there's no easy touches here for the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, against South Fremantle, we said that they've got finals next week and they're playing like a team that's wanting to go to finals level intensity.
Watson up against Miller. Picked up by Hanson. Attempts that don't argue. All of the teeth of goal. Clearing kick to the top of the 50. Have a look at the Bulldogs players lining up. Pearson shakes the tackle. Goes wide. Bletchenden dabs the pass. Schloith can't bring it in. He's got a bit of time. Sinclair corralling. And so well set up behind the ball. They've always got that relieving kick.
Yeah, so Noah Strom, the fullback, always that last line of defence for South Fremantle.
Little chip in board. Dent moves it across to Pearson. They change the avenue of attack again. This is McQuilkin. Plenty of numbers inside forward 50. He's going to put it to his big man in Miller. Ball trickles out the back. Ninyet, a chance. Plays a bit of how you going. I'm going to handball and I'm not. Goes straight to the teeth of goal and puts through his third of the opening term.
That class inside forward 50. We saw Motlop with a bit of candy early on, and then that time Ninyet. He had a number of different options of way to play. Just too quick, too clever, and as you can see there, Ethan Hansen wasn't sure which way.
Wasn't sure. Do I go to him? He's going to handball it in board, but again, the fake motion just froze him enough. Slid straight past him.
So only 10 inside 50s for South Fremantle so far for 6 goals too. So converting 80% of the time they go inside 50, and it has been a ruthless opening quarter from South Fremantle. They're already out by 38 points. I think last week it was Claremont that built a 49-point first quarter lead. It's gone in a very similar vein this afternoon, Stephen.
We see Eagles coach Daniel Pratt leave the big broadcasting tower, I guess you could call it, Cam, making his way to the West Coast bench. Wants to operate down at ground level.
Probably just trying to get a bit of spirit into the boys, just get some momentum back into it. They just need a clearance, get an inside 50 and just get a score.
Higgins roves the ruck tap from his opponent. Florenka 1-2. His pass at the feet of Strom. Kelly, Johnson attack the footy. Umpire happy to ball it up right half forward for South Fremantle.
Yeah, Manfred Kelly who laid the tackle there. He's laid 70 tackles in the season for South Fremantle, third in the team on tackles. His forward pressure throughout the year has been an added feature in their forward line this year.
Xavier O'Neill, not much room to move. Good to see he was able to get his body right for this afternoon's game. Quality tackle there from Watson. One of the many ins for the West Coast Eagles this afternoon. Higgins looking for Schloy, found him. Well done there from Collins, goalkeeper-like. Handball, Humble to Sinclair. The kick works to Bentley. Takes it like a first slip. Running past is Marlin. Even better smother there from Strom. South Fremantle still neglecting to give up an inside 50 for the West Coast Eagles. We'll have a ball up inside the centre square.
Yeah, just you saw the West Coast Eagles waffle. They were able to just get a little bit of space, but so quickly closed up by the South Fremantle side. Their defensive pressure very good.
Higgin finds Florenka again. Kelly, first to the ball, dispossessed. Have a look at some of this pressure from South Fremantle. Dragovic refusing to give up that kick. Great smother. Ball goes out of play on the far side.
And you do feel a little bit for young Nick Watson making his debut today. He's backing up Borgogno in the ruck. He's in the ruck at the moment. And imagine going up against the mountain that is Brock Higgins, and a man that's trying to win his own final spot.
Tries to get front position. Did well on that occasion. Winder claimed by a couple of South Fremantle midfielders.
Winder's had a couple of nice moments in close as well. He's sharked a couple of balls off Higgins, and he just inside, he seemed to having a little bit of an impact.
Coming off 17 disposals and 4 inside 50s last week against the Tigers. West Coast sent it forward. Good contested mark on that occasion from Carey. Gives it off, and here's their first inside 50. Puts it to the dangerous area. Oh, but floating back. Good mark taken by Byron. South Fremantle so stingy with their defence in the early going. To Mascos. Newton, the short pass to Donaldson. Gets it on the second attempt. Sinclair certainly made him earn it there. In absolutely no hurry, and nor should you be when you've kicked 6-2 in the opening term. Goes long. Schlensog the target, but just drifts ever so slightly out on the full.
So a couple of good moments here for the West Coast Eagles. Waffle, they had their first inside.
It's going to be 50 metres here, so sorry to cut you off, Cam. So Schlensog hasn't given the ball back after he's taken the mark out of bounds, just put it straight to the turf. A little bit of an appeal there from Zane Sumich, and it's come to fruition.
So Sumich did have a goal last week. Again, son of Eagle great Peter, so he would know this ground very well as well. Zane Sumich, having played his juniors, played some Colts and reserves, and I think he also played the one league game for the South Fremantle Football Club.
He did indeed, after toiling away for a few seasons in the twos. So if he's going for his first goal, how many more to make up to his dad? Just a couple?
A few more.
Yeah.
Well, if you get 6 more, at least it would give them the lead for the first time today.
A desperately needed goal for the West Coast Eagles. He struck it nicely. It's drifting ever so slightly right, though. And it's their first score of the afternoon. Unfortunately, a behind for West Coast faithful.
So it took 21 minutes for that first score, but they have just had a good few minutes and have been able to relieve some of that South Fremantle early pressure.
Pearson goes for a trot. Short pass. Finds Florenka. An absolute ball magnet for the Bulldogs. Chips it up. Quality attempt there from Strong. West Coast able to pump it back inside 50. The numbers with the Bulldogs. Good spoil there from Strong. Oh, lightning hands there from Florenka. And the South Fremantle can clear. Strong and Johnson do battle. A fair mismatch. Ben Johnson does well to bring the ball to ground. In the end, West Coast tie things up. Good job locking it inside their front half.
You've seen the difference when West Coast Eagles have gone inside 50. It's generally been to contests. They're outnumbered 5-on-2 on that last occasion. South Fremantle, when they're going for, they're able to get one-on-ones or even be able to get the free man.
Jake Florenka, as we spoke about, 8 disposals in the opening term, so damaging around the contest. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Kelly gives to a teammate under enormous pressure. Good tackle there from O'Neill. The umpire paying a free kick. I think he's saying must be dangerous tackle, I guess.
Yeah, he's played an in the back, but probably more a dangerous tackle on Bletchenden there, I'd suggest. So you mentioned Florenka a few times. He was one of the hard luck stories last year of the South Fremantle Premiership team. Played all year, missed the grand final due to injury, and has just come back in the last 2 weeks. Had 34 possessions in just his second game back last week, and is well on his way to another big day.
Here we go, a chance for West Coast. Hug streaming inside forward 50, open goal square. Strong attempts to get back there, but can't. And there's the Eagles opener.
Lovely goal there from Kieran Hug. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast that he is playing in game number 50 today, so he has claimed a goal in his 50th game, and I believe it's he will move 3 clear of Nitschke, or it's him and Nitschke tied for the...
They're tied.
Yeah, so
they're tied.
Hug does take a 1-goal lead, so no doubt Cooper Nitschke will be looking for a goal later on in the afternoon to try and peg that one back.
That's right. It's his 16th for season 2021, Kieran Hug.
Just going around the ground, Subiaco have taken control late in the first quarter against Peel. They lead at 26-8. Perth are leading West Perth 20-10. And the other game that is between third place Claremont and 5th place Swan Districts, it is Claremont with a 10-point lead over Swans. Claremont would have one eye on this ground as well, knowing they've got to make up the percentage and feeling they've got a mountain to climb early doors.
The stream this afternoon, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. West Coast Eagles on the board with their first major, courtesy of Kieran Hug. But again, it's South Fremantle with possession in the middle. They're able to spin out of the tackle there, retreating in territory, but Schloith able to find the target in Dent. And the run. I've liked the look of Newton so far. This pass just out of the outstretched hands of Motlop, though.
Worth mentioning, about the 18-minute mark of the game, Coach Daniel Pratt went down to the box, and since he's gone down there, improved effort from the West Coast Eagles waffle.
You're not hanging on him for not starting there, are you, Cam?
It's got 7 minutes of worth to it.
Higgins, handball nicked on that occasion from Deegan. Gives to Ainsworth, thumps it long. Tough bouncing ball for both South Fremantle players. In the end, Nitschke collects. Looking for the 1-2 with Humble. Nitschke again round the corner. No deep entry on this occasion. South Fremantle really throttling him with that defence there. And we'll have a ball up.
No,
in fact, it's going to be a high tackle going the way of the Eagles.
No, it's a holding the ball decision that's gone the way there of Hamish Brayshaw, the skipper.
Brayshaw puts it to the dangerous area. Oh, have a look at the strong hands there from Noah Strong. Too big, too strong for Rebillard. Gives to Schloith. Just lost Nitschke in traffic there. Florenka. Darting ball. Johnson stands the ground. Great courage there from Ben Johnson, stepping in the way, taking it in front of Mason Shaw, and it's going to be 50 metres as well.
A little bit of ill discipline from South Fremantle. We're going to get the second shot on goal for the West Coast Eagles waffle due to a 50-metre. We saw Zane Sumich just miss, and now Ben Johnson's going to have a chance to have a shot on goal as well.
One position in footy you just hate to play, standing in the hole of the big forward, and when you're built like Ben Johnson, it's certainly an uphill task, but he's done well on that occasion to take the ball.
Deserves a goal almost, you would say.
Surely his first for the season, playing prominently bound down back. I'll get the stats man, Cameron Palmer, to check that one. But for 2 in a row for West Coast. And he snuck it through.
Just pulling up the stats for Johnson as we speak. No, the Waffle website's deciding to play on me here, but lovely finish there from Ben Johnson. That's the one thing early on. The goal kicking and set shots on goal have been very clinical from both teams. Zane Sumich, of course, missed that long-range one, but overall, 27 minutes in, we've got an open, enterprising game of footy, if not for those first 17 minutes.
Ben Johnson taking a 58 in the 2019 draft. One of several Eagles out of contract at the end of season 2021. That list is quite large. We'll start to see some of them put pen to paper, and some been told that their services are no longer required. Always a difficult period coming to the conclusion of these home and away seasons. 27 minutes in, the umpire wants to have another crack at it. And the way the game started, Cam, I would have thought Eagles putting consecutive goals on the board looked a little bit out of reach, but here we are. Good perseverance. But have a look at this midfield. Dragovic steps inside, gives to Subin. He's been busy in the opening quarter. High ball. Hits the deck, Curnow. Clever tap, Ainsworth. Zane Sumich just thumps it long, makes it someone else's problem. Higgins puts it to deck. Again, West Coast just making up some territory here with a couple of scrappy kicks. It's working. Young streaming out. Winder, he's claimed. Ainsworth again with another touch. Bangs it forward on the left boot. Bentley and Mascos in the foot race. Mascos uses the body very effectively. Byron retreating, but he's got the outlet pass. Oh, just gets there in time to haul.
Pressure's been very good in the last probably 10 minutes from the West Coast Eagles waffle team.
McQuilkin has it a right half back. Short pass, only just the required 15. Pearson takes it in front of Humble. Umpire doesn't give him a lot of time. He wants to switch play to the opposite pocket to Noah Strong.
This is good play again. They've just set it up nicely, their forward pressure and their forward press.
Short passes on. Finds Mascos. Puts the burners on, chisels the pass beautifully again. Subin takes it clean out in front. Schlensog makes his way up the ground. Dinky little pass over the top. Donaldson has to hold up with Collins taking the mark. Good lead out of full forward there from Zach Strom. It was ignored early, went to him late. In the end, the umpire said in fringe, he's going to get the kick.
Sandra Sully with the late news. That's the 4th goal of the season for Ben Johnson.
Zach Strom gives off. Donaldson from 50, pumps it long. Has he got the legs? Curnow gets there just in time.
Good effort from Curnow just to come across and make the spoil and get that over the line.
How many goals did you say?
That was his 4th goal for the season.
Oh, where's he? Yeah, right. Where's he been?
Florenka up to 10 possessions.
And that is the siren to indicate quarter time here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval. It's a decisive lead for South Fremantle. They kicked the opening 6 majors. West Coast fighting back with a couple in return. Absolute pleasure to have me company this afternoon. We'll run through a few of the stat getters to finish the term. Braden Ainsworth leading for the West Coast Eagles. Ben Johnson kicking a goal and having 6 himself. Brayshaw with 5 and Michael Humble with 4. Moving over to South Fremantle, looking a little bit healthier on that front. Jake Florenka, he reached double digits. Bletchenden 7, did most of his work in the centre bounce. That was Dragovic putting through his first major, as we see a few highlights courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Nick Subin with 7, Mascos 6, and Chad Pearson with 6 coming out the back half.
Yeah, Subin there that set that one up to Schlensong, and I reckon a couple of these goals coming up, that one there from Ninyet around the body. He's got 3 in the first quarter so far. Mason Shaw, a nice long-range effort that came in. But it was all the South Fremantle early in the quarter. It was probably about the 17 or 18 minute mark that the game did take a little bit of a turn. This one here was a very, very classy mark by Jimmy Miller. And I think this one here is another good grab again by Jimmy Miller. So Miller has had a bit inside 50, and this was the goal from Ninyet. 1 way, 2 ways, and there he goes. 3 goals in the opening quarter for Ninyet.
So this was West Coast goal, the first of their campaign. Turnover from South Fremantle, and they make them pay. Kieran Hug with a quality finish on the run, and Ben Johnson stepping in to fill the gap, getting absolutely pummeled by Shaw. 50-metre penalty, and makes no mistake with the set shot. We'll take a short break here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval, and we'll see you very shortly. Welcome back. Quarter time here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval in the final round of the WAFL competition. Round 22, that is, and it's the West Coast Eagles taking on a home ground South Fremantle. So far, as you see in the background, 6 goals 3 to 2 goals 1. South Fremantle getting a good jump out of the gates. And West Coast Eagles fighting back with a couple in a row. Cam Palmer, let's go around the grounds, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
Yeah, so Hungry Jacks around the ground scores. We've got Subiaco leading 5 goals 2 to 1 goal 2 over Peel. So Subiaco playing for top spot today. Win and they will claim top spot. Perth still have a narrow lead over West Perth, 3-3 to 2 goals 5. And the other game, which is the significant one for South Fremantle, it's Claremont 3 goals 4, a 10-point lead over Swan Districts, who are 2 goals straight 12. If you look at it, it's essentially South Fremantle have got to win by about a goal, 10 points more than whatever Claremont do. So far, so good for South Fremantle, holding a 26-point lead at quarter time.
Umpire to restart play in the second quarter. Higgins, great hit out to Schloith. He's immediately claimed by the skipper and Brayshaw. Bletchenden still able to get the clearing kick forward for the Bulldogs. Hansen sits underneath it. Clever tap from Schlensog. Ninyet goes round the body and Hayden Schloith, unchecked, takes a good defensive mark. Collins certainly made it earn it in the end. He sees something he likes inside forward 50, and how's the time and space from some of these Bulldogs players? It's Nick Subin, who had himself a serious opening quarter with 7 touches and 4 marks, takes his fit inside forward 50. Yeah,
so the other notable stat from the first quarter, and it really shows the way South Fremantle are trying to play the game, 70 kicks to just 28 handballs, so almost a 3-to-1 kick to handball ratio. It is the way that South Fremantle do like to play, and when they get the game on their terms, it's win the ball tough and tight, then get it out, kick on the outside.
To snap a 2-goal slide, Nick Subin gives it a good right to the teeth of goal. Good fist over by a couple of Eagles defenders.
Yeah, light breeze, probably just drifting that way. Might have helped the kick on that occasion just to make the distance and maybe just waft slightly to the right.
Ben Johnson, again with the kick-out duties, pumps it long. Good fist behind from Strom. West Coast advance it forward. Tough bouncing ball from Newton. Strom again providing great defensive support, and again Subin. A good outlet kick. Wheels and goes on the left boot. Has Donaldson in some space. Kelly off his short. Schlensog goes over his head. Oh, well read, almost well read from Sumich. Even better spoil there from Collins in front of Shaw. I like the work there from Zane Sumich. He zoned off Schlensog as soon as he saw he wasn't going to receive, but just couldn't get quite back in time.
Yeah, so Collins, Sumich and Feeney, they're all giving up size to their respective South Fremantle opponents, but haven't been outplayed too often, Steve, in the first quarter and a bit.
Throw in. Borgogno with the hit out, finds the skipper. Brayshaw puts it long down the line. Nitschke just moves Newton off the ball. McQuilkin there to provide support for the Bulldogs. But here we go, West Coast through Robilliard. A centering ball. What a terrific kick. Finds Sinclair. And he takes it 40 out, almost directly in front.
Mentioned in the first quarter, Noah Strom is generally that last line of defence in South Fremantle. That was what was impressive on that kick that time. Get it over that last line of defence. It's a one-on-one contest, and on that occasion, it was Nitschke and Robilliard who together were able to combine, and it looks like it's a chance now for Sinclair to make it 3 goals on the trot.
The former Claremont reserves player. 9 games for the West Coast Eagles in season 2021. Just pushes that one to the right. Never gave it a chance. The chance there for 3 straight for the Eagles goes pegging rather. Pearson goes for a bit of a trot, sends one wide. Good mitts there from Zach Strom.
Zach Strom was, of course, the best and fairest last year for South Fremantle, best and fairest in a premiership year, albeit he'd like to have that kick back.
Well cut off there from Isaiah Winder. Getting a good run in the midfield in the final rounds of the WAFL season. Goes long, but again, it's just all Strom. Nitschke held off it cleverly by his opponent. And he's got numbers on the near side. Schloith lowers the eye. Schlensog, good spoil there from Collins. Making up good ground. Borgogno. Well tackled from Higgins. Unsure how he got rid of it. The umpire said, I do, illegally.
Good pressure there from Higgins. Bulgogno's not giving up, battling hard, but it's hard against the experienced heavy body of Brock Higgins.
He'd love to be on the end of it. That kick's almost sliding right off the boot. Johnson couldn't handle it. Well picked up from Curnow. Geez, he's weaved through traffic nicely there. The kick let him down in the end. Shaw takes the intercept. Wants the kick to open up play. Goes through the hands of Bletchenden.
Real good play there from Brayshaw to sort of feed it out and then get the handball back. Give and go.
On that occasion, just a little bit untidy with his pass to Rebillard. And we'll see a throw in on the far side.
Just around the grounds, Claremont have had their lead narrowed to 5 points at Swan Districts 18, Claremont 23. And likewise, Subiaco have had their lead narrowed 32 to 21 over Peel.
Throw in. Higgins wins out. Well read from Bletchenden. Hacks it forward on the left boot. Schlensog gathers nicely. A high ball to half forward. Sumich doing battle with Miller. Sumich hits the deck. Big ball here. Johnson, very clever. Feeds the ball out to Ainsworth. Just over the head of O'Neill. He's got to persist with it. He does. Gives to Brayshaw. 1-2 with Xavier O'Neill. Just runs away from the outstretched hands of Dragovic. Handball inside. Oh, he didn't even see Dent. Almost blindside tackle there from Bentley. And an inside 50 goes absolutely begging there from West Coast. Untidy football all round because that pass was nowhere near Hayden Schloith. Gogno's got some words to say to him.
Quiet start from Xavier O'Neill. That was the best part of play he's had today. If he can get a little bit more lively, you expect the West Coast Eagles waffle to eat back into this lead that South Fremantle have built up.
Oh, I love that composure from Ben Johnson down half back, 1v2. High ball from Dragovic, going back with the flight Curnow.
Oh.
Shaw almost could have sent him into next week. Brayshaw opts to keep it in. Does well in the end. Marlin hoiks it forward. It's all South Fremantle off half back though. McQuilkin. Again, Nick Subin just doing what he likes here on the opposite wing of play. Chips it inboard. Mascos has some play. Wants to move it again to McQuilkin, but Deegan makes sure he's not going far. South Fremantle mucking around with it a little bit. High ball. Kelly flies with Curnow. Great follow-up tackle there from Mitch Curnow. And West Coast providing a good bit of defensive pressure off half-back to start the second term.
And Mitch Curnow, evident of that, he went back where Angels feared to tread a little bit earlier, and then that one there, very good tackle.
Where Angels fear to tread. You're on fire, Cameron.
Got to get it in at least once a game.
Ainsworth dabs the pass. Curnow again. Kicks for distance. Ball hits the deck strong. Misses Higgins in the handball. Subin fires one to Pearson. Outside run. Dent. Long ball to half forward. Good position. Marlin takes a good grab in front of Motlop. Pulls the trigger in the corridor. It's a ripper to Humble. O'Neill calls for it. Ignored. Goes wide to Johnson. He's got a loose man on the wing. Obliges. Sits for Bentley. Gets rid of it in time on this occasion. Good ball to Rebillard. Handball. Finds Hug. Can he get his second? He has a dip at it. To the goal square. Watson just gets rid of it. Sinclair, is he bent around enough? I think he has. West Coast, 3 in a row here at Community Bank Oval.
And I'm going to give Kieran Hug the benefit of the doubt there, Steve. I reckon he has just put that one up nicely to the top of goal. And Bulgogno
wasn't having a crack, you reckon?
No, I think he set that one up nicely. And then at the bottom, I mean, we saw Sinclair mill one a set shot probably 5 minutes ago. Nice way to make up for it with a lovely snap around the body as he comes off for a well-earned rest. 3 goals on the bounce now for the West Coast Eagles waffle, and the margin back to 20 points. Initially from Scotch College, Harry Sinclair. Quality finish on that occasion. Round the boot. Let's go round the grounds, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Yeah, that Hungry Jacks around the ground update. Subiaco have rebuilt a 23-point lead. Claremont out by 12 points over Swans, and West Perth have taken the lead over Perth, 24 to 22. Now, Peel Thunder kicking a couple of goals there. No, Subi kicked the last 2. They pegged it back a little bit, Peel, but Subi have kicked the last couple. Umpires, I'm bringing their A games in terms of the centre bounce thus far, but long afternoon ahead of them. We did say that South Fremantle are tuning up for finals. Umpires be tuning up for finals time as well, Steve.
Brayshaw fighting hard in there. He's claimed by a couple of Bulldogs. I don't think we have centre clearance stats up here in the box, but I can tell you to be heavily slated in favour of the home side. Such a classy midfield they possess, including this man, Schloith. Oh, he's acting for the free kick, and the umpire said throw, in fact. Pearson deals with O'Neill unnecessarily after the play. It's going to be Deegan to send him forward. Goes long. Nitschke the target. He's moved off it with ease in the end, and Noah Strom takes a relieving defensive mark.
Thought it could have been a push in the back there. Umpire didn't see it that way, though.
Short pass, Dragovic. Takes it at left half back.
Again, noticeable the way that South Fremantle are trying to move the ball by foot. 47 marks to 13 in the stat as it currently stands.
Zach Strom front position. Geez, he's got some strong dukes. Takes that one in front of Marlon. He's got Donaldson short. In fact, it's going to be 50 metres. See what that one was for, Cam?
I think that was on the mark. The Zane Sumich may have moved when he was told to stand.
That old chestnut. We'll see if that remains in season 2022. As Strom kicks to full forward in the direction of Ninyat, searching for goal number 4. Ainsworth provides a bit of support round the corner, but the kick winds up straight into the breadbasket of Nick Subin. He wheels round just from the 50. Gives it a fair roost. Oh, geez, what an absolute special finish from Nick Subin. He's dogged it.
So that will be his 12th possession, 8th mark. He was getting enough marks without giving the ball across to him. Kick out of defence from Ainsworth, just trying to get it out of the defensive zone. But we see here Subin with the play on. Seen him do that more than one occasion at AFL and Waffle level. I think it's over 150 AFL games. He's played in 4 different Waffle premierships, and he would be very keen to play a part in a South Fremantle premiership this year and make it 5-time premiership player. Just some of the other stats that are sort of noticeable. The tackle count, 20 to 18 is the way of South Fremantle. So West Coast have brought that back. And the inside 50s have evened up a little as well. So it's 17 to 10. And that probably speaks to that accuracy that we spoke about in that conversion. Only 17 inside 50s for 7 goals. That is elite level performance going inside your forward 50.
A goal apiece in this second term. Deegan sweating on Florenka, able to hold things up. We'll have a ball up inside the centre square.
And noticeable just in the last couple of minutes, South Fremantle, that tackle pressure has increased. I dare say Coach Todd Curley has sent the message down. They want a more improved performance given what they've seen in the last 20 minutes of game time.
Johnson, good diving intercept mark in front of Kelly. Normally such a prolific user of the ball, but turns it over on this occasion. And South Fremantle through Dragovic, steaming forward, looking for Shaw in the pocket. Zumic with him, but can't get a fist in. Good mark there from Mason Shaw. He's already got 1 in the game so far, long distance from 50.
Again, a little bit unlucky there, Zane Sumic. He just slightly zoned off Shaw, probably not expecting the turnover from Ben Johnson, and when it came, just slightly out of position. And Mason Shaw, one of the best players in the Waffle, at being able to use his body and guide the ball into the position he wanted it to.
Leading goal kicker for season 2020 in the league. Looking for a couple this afternoon. From about 35 out, slide angle, slams into the woodwork.
First poster for the afternoon.
You keep that stat for me, Cam.
Those playing at home, that's 1 poster. Malcolm Blight was always a massive fan of the poster.
Of snapping him in half. That's Lee Matthews, right? I'll get my history right. Johnson trots out a full back, sends it long. Good front position grab there from Pornich. In fact, it's Watson. Gives off. West Coast streaming through the middle. Ainsworth. Got a couple of Bulldogs sweating on him. Happy to see it over the line in the end.
Yeah, Captain Brayshaw has had the ball a couple of times, but probably a couple of kicks he'd probably like back. That was the one there. If he had just been able to get it over to Ainsworth, they may have had a inside 50 entry to a pretty open forward 50 as well.
We'll go around the ground soon, Cam, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Throw in. Miller in the ruck now, up against Watson. Ball spills out. Ainsworth feeds it back to the sweeper in Curnow. Dodges one. Sends it to half forward. Newton does well, beats his opponent on that occasion, goes down the wing, and good crap there from Miller. Taking a couple of great contested clunks. has Zach Strom in the middle. Thought about the handball going past. Good lead there from Shaw. Comfortable grab. Just etching forward to the Bulldogs. Into the pocket. What a dart pass. Ninyet streaming out.
Just a little bit of that difference with the way they do move the ball and the way they make space for one another. You could see the Eagle defender trying to get across to get a hand on it, but the way that Mason Shaw delivered that ball, it was only going to hit the chest of Cody Ninyet, and he's going to line up for his 4th goal of the afternoon.
Yeah.
He had 37 on the season going into today.
That's the most he's ever kicked in a season. For number 4, geez, he slotted that through nicely. He's brought the kicking boots today, Cody Ninyet.
Yeah, so 4 goals, and as we go around the grounds, courtesy of Hungry Jacks, it's Subiaco 9 goals 2, leading Peel Thunder 3 goals 3, 2 goals to Sokol and Greg Clark over there. West Perth 4 goals 6. They now trail Perth, who are 5 goals 4, 34. Perth have just kicked a goal there, and Claremont have a 12-point lead over Swan Districts. It's 5 goals 7 to 4 goals 1. Jai Bolton has had it 14 times out there, and Manuel and Palmer each have 2 goals for Claremont and Swan Districts respectively. So again, if we look at the live ladder, so to speak, it is still South Fremantle holding in second, Subiaco claiming the minor premiership, and Claremont slotting into third. As if that was a season to end right at this moment, but it is not, because we're going to go back to the middle and another ball up.
Quality update there, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Thank you, Cam. Not just 4 goals for Cody Ninyet, but 4 straight. A beacon of accuracy in the early going. Bletchenden streaming out of the middle. We've seen a couple of times this afternoon. Goes wide to Shaw. Good pressure on that occasion from Collins. And they see the ball out of play.
And again, you see the quality of this South Fremantle side. Mason Shaw, the captain, he's probably worked himself up the ground probably in the last 5 minutes. He's had 2 or 3 marks, made 2 or 3 contests. He's having an impact on the game.
Throw in just outside of forward 50 for South Fremantle. Goes past the hands of Higgins. Borgogno looking for Deegan on the handball. Ainsworth scraps it forward only as far as Hall. Dent retreating in territory. Byron looking to get past his opponent, just to Strom. Hands, Dent. A long ball down the line. Front position, good grab there from Collins.
Been one of the better performances of the day, Will Collins.
Short pass, just the required distance to Ainsworth. Brings it back inboard to Ben Johnson. Meticulous with their ball movement in this passage. Finds Winder. He wheels and goes to centre half forward. Sinclair on his Pat Malone takes it. Little give off. A chance here for West Coast, and that's great transition play from the Eagles. The mark is taken by Carey about 30 metres out, slight angle.
Yeah, nice transition that time from the West Coast Eagles waffle. It's been a good second term here. It's 1 goal to 2, and if the West Coast Eagles waffle can score here through Carey, I think it would be relative to the way the game's been played.
Now, I think it's proven already, Cam, I'm one of the worst statsmen in the business, but I think this is his first major at league footy.
We'll see if we can confirm or deny. So
he's going to line up. Going to strike it from about 40 out. Slight angle. He's put it through.
So there we go, Jack Carey. It does appear that that is the goal number 1 for Jack Carey. So well done to him.
So it's 2 goals apiece in the second term.
Yes, I can confirm. Sandra Sully, first career goal. He was pretty happy about it as well.
What wouldn't you be?
So his teammates there, they go to get around him. It's the captain, Hammer Brayshaw, the first one there to give him the high fives, and he makes his way back into defence. So just found his way sneaking forward. Didn't want to finish this waffle season without a goal.
The former Subiaco Resi's player. It's his 5th game in season 2021 at this level.
So margin back to 27 points again. Claremont would be looking at that and thinking, oh, we're back in with a bit of a sniff here. Around the grounds, they still hold a 12-point lead. Got to love that last round. When you're not just playing for yourself, you're playing for someone else as well.
Ball up, back in the middle. Borgogno just waits as Higgins flies by. Umpire's spotted something. It's the non-controlling umpire. It's hanging on, going the way of the Bulldogs. So it'll be taken by Florenka. Dabs a little pass to Kelly. Manfred Kelly, 2020 Prendergast medalist, pumps it inside 50. 3 Eagles go up for it. South Fremantle. Ninyette stays down. High ball. Mason Shaw going back. And a great fist through by that man, the goal kicker, Jack Carey.
Doing it at both ends of the ground at the moment is Jack Carey. So Cody Ninyette loves round 22, it would appear. Round 22, 2017, kicked 7 goals, 4 against East Perth. That's his career best so far, 7.
Where are you pulling these from, Cameron?
Sometimes you just fall into stuff. You fall down a wormhole and you end up where you need to be.
Mitch Curnow has it.
Like the quarter of Mitch Curnow, he's sort of been one of those ones to really show some endeavour for the Eagles waffle side.
Wide ball. Good mark taken from Winder.
And again, Winder another one. He's been pretty good getting that little bit of extra midfield time.
Goes down the line. Hands to it. Is Rebillard. Can't bring it in. Ball at ground level. Umpire spotted a free kick going the way of the Bulldogs.
Newton, I think it is, that's getting that one.
He's opting for the switch of play into their defensive 50. Hall gives the hands. Mascos. Quality user of the ball finds Kelly. Goes back to Hall. Bit of run off half back.
So just running through the stat winners, Ainsworth leads away at the moment, 15. Floranka a bit quieter in this quarter. He's had just 3 for a 13. He's a team high.
Goes for distance. Shaw stays down on that occasion. Miller jumps up to receive a bouncing ball. He's tackled by a couple of Eagles. Great story about Mitch Curnow, though. An inaugural Eagle. He's 2 games returned from a navicular fracture in his foot. 700 days since he played a game of footy. And tremendous to see him persevere and get back on the field. Holding the ball, the decision. Good tackle on that occasion from Humble.
Yeah, good effort there from Humble. Good pressure. Again, we've spoken about it since after that first 15 minutes where the effort endeavour probably just wasn't where it needed to be. They've been really good, the Eagles waffle team.
High ball. Marlin flies, gets hand to it. Can't bring it in. McQuilkin just pumps it forward. Kelly stays down. Here's the voice on the inside. Untidy handball. Sinclair pounces. Sends it to the 50. Young goes to ground. Mascos. Handball well collected from Motlop. Centering ball. Oh, gee, a couple of South Fremantle players could have raffled it. Neither took it in the end. O'Neill sweating on Subin. Schloith gives to Pearson. South Fremantle getting out of jail, though, on that occasion.
Looked like they both were searching for the raffle ticket instead of going for the mark, Steve.
Bletchendon a wide ball. Ninyette. Tight ropes inboard. McQuilkin. Quality run and support. Moving past. The long ball goes over the head of Miller and just slotting in nicely. Motlop will say it was a well-directed pass.
Yeah, you can see that for a young player like Motlop, he was at the contest on the half-back flank, and his work rate just to get towards the half-forward flank, outstanding effort there from Motlop, and he's rewarded. He thinks he's got a chance. He's going to kick from probably just outside 50, but the way he's looking, Steve, he thinks he's got the journey.
He's going to have to strike it well. Oh, he moves past his opponent, gives himself a little bit more distance, and the kick is always near-sided. That's the minor score.
Just a quick Hungry Jacks around this ground update. It's gone into a bit of a stalemate at Claremont. It's still Claremont 5 goals 7 leading, Swans 4 goals 1. Meanwhile, Subiaco have piled on another goal there, 10 goals 3 over Peel 3 goals 4. So Subiaco have got that one hand on the minor premiership at the moment.
Johnson moves past the man on the mark out of full back, but the kick, it's been gobbled up by Strom on that occasion. Not a lot of West Coast presence in the air in that contest. Newton has it. Kick makes Dragovic work of it. Hug there. Good defensive tackle. Zach Strom. A little bit untidy with a couple of handballs off half back. Sinclair putting the pressure on Newton, and West Coast do well to hold up play.
And you've called that a few times in this quarter, Steve. Untidy from South Fremantle, which is uncharacteristic. They normally use the ball pretty well, whether it's trying to do a little bit too much with it, or maybe the pressure has just improved from that Eagles waffle team.
Throw in. Front position, Watson does well. Even better collect from Bletchendon. Bouncing ball, Donaldson gives to Motlop. Oh, almost shakes a couple of tackles. Did the first, but the second buries him into the turf. In the end, it's going to pay in the back. Advantage is paid. The kick to half forward. Brilliant work there from Dent. Gives off the handball, kick inside from Byron. Miller can't bring it in. Second effort, not too bad. Schlensog does well at ground level. Handball back inside. Subin opts not to go for goal. Schloith goes clutching for his knee. Let's hope he's all right. That's devastating news from South Fremantle. Deegan, clearing kick, check side, dribbles out of defensive 50. Humble claim by a couple of Bulldogs.
Just looking behind the ball, Schloith just back to his feet, still very proppy though on that right knee.
Hectic ball, Marlin hacks it out. Again, the Stroms. So many intercept grabs from these errant balls from West Coast. Florenka has it just inside 50. Spots something in the pocket he likes. 2v1 from West Coast. Good defensive work from Sumic. West Coast able to clear. On the wing, Pearson though.
Another South Fremantle player down behind ball. That's Schlensog now that's down. He's just slowly gotten back to his feet. Schloith looks like he is okay. It was
very
amazing.
Relieving. Just went clutching for that knee automatically. Must have just been a contact injury and not a twisting one.
And a veteran move from Schloith. The minute the trainer got there, he ran off in the other direction. So you knew he wanted to stay out there.
Higgins, tremendous hit out. Oh, great tackle there from O'Neill. Nothing doing, says the umpire. Subin, streaming out of the contest, goes long with the ball, smacks the padding of the post. Great effort from Nick Subin, but a minor score for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's clearly been the most influential player in the game. Subin up to 13 possessions, kicked 1 goal, 3. So you just think if he had added another goal or 2, how much he would have been having. Bletchenden is actually up to now a team high 14 for South Fremantle as well. So he's just a workman-like performance from Tom Bletchenden.
Mascos looking for Newton on the inside. O'Neill reads it well. Clever tap forward from Hanson. But it's Newton again with the 1-2 with Byron. Goes back to Noah Strom. And again, South Fremantle able to keep possession at half-back. Finds Pearson.
Pearson state player this year. First time he made a WA state side.
Long ball. Feeney was searching for contact. Schlensog had front position and in the end interfered with. He's going to have the free kick about 45 out. 45 angle also.
Yeah, quite start so far for Schlensog. Only the 4 disposals so far. He's taken just the 2 marks. He has kicked a goal and he will line up for his seconds. A little bit unlucky there, you feel, on, was it Collins there? But Schlensog will line up. And the kicking, not quite as accurate in this second quarter either. It was a hallmark of the first quarter for South Fremantle.
Strikes it. Umpire doing plenty of work. Never really had a chance. They're peppering South Fremantle, but can't put it through the middle.
So just on that, so 2 goals 6 here in the second quarter for South Fremantle, 2 goals 1 for the West Coast Eagles Waffle. Consistency from the West Coast Eagles Waffle. 2-1 in the first, 2-1 in the second.
Johnson short pass to Deegan. Sees the captain edging this ball slowly but surely and safely forward. That's a brilliant pass. Finds Winder and he's off to the races. Needs to shirk the tackle. He's ended up getting through about 3 of them in the end. Nitschke there in support. Back feed to Brayshaw. Has to go blind. And this is where they're getting themselves into trouble here, West Coast. The blind kicks forward. They're so well set up here, South Fremantle. No different on this occasion. They work it through a string of hands. A high ball down the line. The double fist from Sumic. Collins, slick handball. Too slick though for Winder. Carey. Back feed. Brayshaw, little chip, finds Deegan. Wanted to move it too quick, and thankfully the siren wins out in the end from some untidy footy. It's a 31-point lead in favour of South Fremantle. West Coast fighting back in that second term. And the Bulldogs probably had the ascendancy in the last 5 or 10 minutes of that quarter. We'll have Cameron Palmer run through some stat winners when his phone isn't passing out and giving you absolutely donuts.
Yeah, just wanted to just highlight Izzy Winder there on the screen. You see a little bit of that excitement that I think he can bring to the West Coast Eagles side looking ahead into the future. We've seen Jesse Motlop and Cody Ninyet. They've been very explosive, and you saw it in that last little bit of play there from Winder there. You can see what the Eagles see in that young player.
Let's have a look at some highlights of the first half, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. And this is in that second term, actually. Good centering ball there.
Sinclair missed that shot, but did then get the goal a little bit later on.
We're going to see it again. It was that good shortly. Hug, not having a shot on goal. Tremendous handball out there. And there he is, putting through a quality snap finish.
Dragovic has had a lot of the ball for South Fremantle.
Another one of Zach Strom's many a marks. This is Nick Subin wheeling around, putting one through from just inside the 50. 16
possessions and 8 marks for Subin. Clearly the most influential player in the first half.
Mason Shaw, too good for Sumich on that occasion. Ninyat, 4 goals straight, having an absolute day out so far for the Bulldogs.
Just a beautiful, clean kicking style. He's had a couple of nice set shots, a couple of little snaps as well. And this coming up here, I think we're going to lead to the first ever Waffle League goal for Jack Carey.
Had a bit of a roam down from his defensive task, and he's put one through, and you can't wipe the smile off, no matter what the margin is.
And this was just that little bit of play from Izzy Winder, taking on 1, 2, 3, and then getting the handball out wide. So some of those individual stat getters. Ben Johnson now leads the way for the West Coast Eagles waffle team, 16 and a goal. I want to take a stab. How many kicks out of that 16?
3.
15 kicks and the 1 handball. Ainsworth is at 15, Brayshaw 12, and on the other side for South Fremantle, Subin 16 and a goal, Florenka 15, and Bledchendon 14 goals as well. Some of the team stats. South Fremantle big on possession, 201 to 113, and Mark 70 to 26. Free kick count 9-5 the way South Fremantle, and inside 50s 27 to 12 the way of South Fremantle.
Tremendous have your company this afternoon here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval for round 22 of the WAFL competition. It's the final home and away round. We'll be back shortly after these messages from our sponsors.
I think when you see young men develop, succeed, particularly at football, because that's why they were drafted to play footy. But I always say that if a person leaves a football club, whether they play for 2, 5 or 10 or 15 years, a better person, then the football club's done a pretty good job. It's not all about football. It is to the supporters about winning and losing, but there's more to it. I came to Perth Football Club in 1967 as a 17-year-old. There were a lot of good and older men at this club, and I soon went from a boy to a man in a couple of years, and I was lucky enough to play in a 68 premiership.
There's a young Perth forward going back to have his kick and throws the 4 points to Perth. And there's the siren. Perth have won the 1968 grand final.
Perth Footy Club was something special to me. Got great memories. Believe it or not, 1977, I played in the first State of Origin game, and Fitzroy had appointed a new coach, and I thought it was time to make a move, and I met with the late Harry Atlas, who was the president of East Perth, and on a handshake, that's how I ended up at East Perth.
His kick is going into a nest of East Perth players, and it's been taken as the siren has gone. The siren has gone to win the 1978 grand final, and look at them.
Just ironically, East Perth beat Perth in the grand final in 78 by 2 points. I was lucky enough to win the Simpson medal, but you don't go out to prove a point, you just go out to play footy, and end up being a pretty good day.
Crowd are roaring because their heroes are up there on the balcony to receive the pennant, receive the cup, and receive the adulation of their fans. There's a shot of Ian Miller. Look at the cup being passed down the line.
Oh, I didn't think that I would end up still involved with football. I always wanted to be a physical education teacher. And then I was in retail, and then I end up back in football full time, and who would have thought? Well, my association at West Coast started in January 1990. I got a phone call from then director of West Coast in Murray McHenry, and he said, how would you like to be on the match committee? And I said, well, I've never really thought about it. Can you come up and meet Mick Malthouse? I said, certainly. So I was a selector for the first 3 years on the match committee, and then I was chairman of selectors from 93 to 99. Yeah, so we played in 3 grand finals, 2 premierships, and finals for 10 years. It was a pretty good ride.
The Eagles are going to win their first leg.
A long
towards the end of '02, I came back to the club in a full-time role. They wanted someone to be the conduit, I guess, between the match committee and the WAFL clubs, because we had players at all the WAFL clubs. And then that gradually morphed into, after the first year, into the PDM, Player Development Manager, which is from AFLPA, and then Player Services, and then it just grew bigger and bigger, and you used to do everything on your own. And but that was fine, whether it be, it was more off-field, players off-field work or studies, transitions, delistments. I'm a fairly emotional person, and I've had a cry with it at the end of a year when players have been delisted, host families, parents. We've had in my time, since '02 to now, we've had 53 host parents that have acted as host parents along the way in the last 19 years, which is unbelievable, really. I think I was pretty lucky that the way I was brought up with mum and dad and the football club and at Perth, and then teaching helped me a hell of a lot, and then being involved in a retail business employing a lot of young kids. So you have to build relationships and trust, and that's all I did was bring that into the footy club in the player services. It's now called Wellbeing. I have a saying that if you get up in the morning and you want to go to work, you've got a pretty good job. So I've been very lucky.
Tackle, bounces off a couple, swings on to the left, and swings it through. It's 6 for Josh. It's 600 for Josh Kennedy's career.
Hey guys, just want to send a massive shout out to all our supporters. We've reached 100,000 members. It's fantastic effort. Thank you so much. Cheers.
So Lloyd swings round. Quick football. That's better. Oh! Goes McGovern.
Thank you to all our members, all 100,000 of you plus. 100,000 plus. We love yous. You're the best in the world.
And Paris Laurie has got no one between her and the goals, and she rewards that work from McCarthy. Beautiful goal from Paris Laurie.
100,000 legends. That is epic. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it so much. You guys are the best.
Darling, Allen out the back. Cripps can get it to Allen. Oscar Allen! Eagles are in front.
100,000 members. We can't believe the support we've always got here. Hopefully we'll have full capacity crowds back here at Optus Stadium soon. But until we see you, we can feel your support wherever we are, and we're just so proud. Thank you so much for your help.
Ash McCarthy from directly in front, and they strike through first. The Eagles.
Thanks to all the 100,000 West Coast members this year for your incredible support. We're really looking forward to getting the season started at the end of this year, and can't wait to see everyone back at Mineral Resource Park soon.
100,000 members, really appreciate all the effort and support that you guys put in. Hopefully we can have a great season and get a few more members. Cheers.
For her first AFLW goal. And the goal umpire didn't move, and the Eagles one entry for one goal.
Wowee, we've got more than 100,000 thank yous to say. We're so grateful for all your support from across the world, and we can't wait for another big year for the Blue and Gold.
Got a hand on it, one paw. Lays a tackle on Smith. Opens up the angle. Look out.
100,000 members, what a massive achievement once again. Thanks for all your loyal support. We'll see you down here soon.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Devastation on a scale rarely seen here in WA has destroyed almost half the buildings in Kalbarri.
The tourist town took a direct hit from Cyclone Seroja last night, with 170 km/h winds smashing the coast.
Look, obviously some people in our communities are doing it really tough right now, and the reality is that they may be doing it tough for some time to come. So as well as the physical damage to property caused by the cyclone, there's also the mental side of how you deal with that and how it affects you in other ways.
We're so grateful to have a visit from the West Coast Eagles. Since the cyclone, the whole landscape for the children has really changed with the devastation that they saw at their school. But one thing that hasn't changed is the community spirit that they have and the love of their community. People have just been so kind and generous with their time to come and spend time with the kids and doing something they love to do, which is play footy.
We were asked by the WA Education Department to come up north to Kalbarri, Northampton and Binoo to give back to the communities that have done it tough after Cyclone Saroja for the last month or so and do a couple of footy clinics. We've linked in with the regional police, just giving back where we can to the guys that have done it pretty tough. I do love mucking around with the kids. I've got a little bit of a 10-year-old in me still, so I love kicking footy and mucking around and having as much fun as I can. So I remember back when I was a little kid like that, we had visits from players and from the footy club, and I just used to love it. So, you know, whenever I do those things, I try and put myself in their shoes and think how much they'd enjoy it. So I give everything that I can and hope they have a bit of fun. It was great to get involvement from some of our players back home. We had some Zoom calls with a few AFL and AFLW players, which the community got a lot out of.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Not every AFL player's career and journey is glamorous and rock and roll and you play every single game. And
to come out here and play a professional sport in a different country is kind of what you dream of.
I think from my perspective, it's always been a battle. Sometimes I do win and I get into the AFL team and sometimes I don't.
We always did the same kind of things growing up. Fights are behind closed doors.
Welcome back to the start of the second half here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval, where the West Coast Eagles are taking on the home side, South Fremantle. It's a 31-point margin at this stage. Cameron Palmer in special comments by my side. Cam, when it was 6 goals to love, I feared this scorecard wasn't really going to be on the cards, but the Eagles have done well to fight back, but South Fremantle truly having the ascendancy of this game so far.
Yeah, so you take the first 15 minutes out of the game and you're sort of looking at the West Coast Eagles waffle 4 goals to South Fremantle's 2, so it's been an impressive sort of quarter and a bit. I mean, that's going to be the challenge for Daniel Pratt to get to his charges, to finish this 2021 waffle campaign strong, make sure that they play the best possible of half footy that they can and go out in the right vein for 2021. But yeah, after that early start, it has been a much improved performance, and you've seen a lot of spirit and seeing a lot of endeavour. We've mentioned Curnow a few times, a few of the things that he's done. Ben Johnson's got a lot of the ball. Izzy Winder has done a lot. Kieran Huggs looked dangerous when the ball's gone inside forward 50, and against bigger bodies, the likes of Sumich and Collins have held up really well. So fingers crossed we've got another good second half. Quickly around the grounds, thanks to Hungry Jacks, Subiaco have built a 51-point halftime lead, so they look like they're going to claim the minor premiership.
Done and dusted.
And Claremont hold sway by just 5 points. So at the moment, the 1-2-3 looks like it's going to stay, as is potentially a qualifying final here next week for South Fremantle, unless something very strange does happen.
Give me those home records again for South Fremantle and Claremont.
So South Fremantle 8-0 so far at Fremantle Oval, Claremont 8-1. And just to go a step further with that, of the top 3 teams, Subiaco are 5-3 at home. So if you win the quali, get a second semi against Subi, they may be vulnerable. You could be going into the grand final with a win through today.
Tremendous research camp. Palmer underway here in the second term. Schloith sharking the hit out nicely. Subin racking up plenty of football this afternoon. Sends it to half forward. Streaming out. Taking it as Miller. Just releases the handball. Here goes Motlob. Has a bounce. Doesn't quite connect on the handball. Looking for his teammate. The handball at the feet of Shaw is collected. They're doing well to just release the handball at the moment. Feeney puts his opponent to the deck. In fact, it was Sinclair. Good tackling from West Coast inside their defensive 50. In the end, the rugby scrum comes to an end. The umpire will have it.
Yeah, Ethan Hansen, good effort there. Good follow-up. It looked like he was going to be taken on, but he was able to lay the tackle, and then good follow-up at ground level as well.
Ball up. Miller takes front position. Gives it a fair old whack in the corridor. Bletchenden, handball, out wide. Slensog, he's tackled. Going to be holding the ball. In fact, he's given the ball to his teammate. Unsure why. Hayden Schloith had no business receiving the footy, and Sumich will receive the 50-metre penalty.
That response there from Hayden Schloith was among one of the great reactions that you get.
What
are you doing? So.
Wide ball. Winder with a bit of space on the broadcast wing. Dobs it over the top. Sinclair with a bit of time.
He's had a good few minutes as well, just before half-time and then into this third quarter.
Wheels around, looking for the pass inside forward 50. Tremendous spoil by Pearson. Marlin unable to take the grab. And South Fremantle teammates getting around him.
Yeah, credit to Lyndon Marlin as well. He's had to do a lot of different roles for the West Coast Eagles waffle team this year. He's almost playing as a small full forward at the moment. Just as one of those players that happy to get whatever role he needs to done to help the team out. Pretty hard when you've got Chad Pearson and Noah Strom down there alongside you.
Nick Watson takes front position. Dragovic leads in the race. Winder sweating on him. Ainsworth takes it over the line. It's a tall ask for the West Coast Eagles this afternoon. The last time they played South Fremantle here in 2021, they lost by 66 points. They had 11 Eagles-listed players in that side, and just 4 this afternoon due to injuries and, of course, the COVID bubble. Schloith picks it up. Lightning hands to Subin, bangs it forward, but it's all Borgogno, one of the greatest names in waffle footy. Schlensog not too far behind in second position. High ball inside 50. And again, Noah Strom, such safe hands back there today and for 2021.
Yeah, spoke about it. It's hard to kick like that when you've got guys like Noah Strom and you've got Lennon Marlin trying to go. It's just not setting them up for success.
Motlop, plenty of room. One bounce on the outer side. See if he can use it a bit better on this occasion, and he finds Donaldson streaming back. Tough angle, though. He'll take one of his best on his favoured left boot.
It's a really interesting mix, this South Fremantle forward line at the moment. You've got Jimmy Miller up there, who's a big. You've got Mason Shaw, Schlenslog, and then their three smalls are amongst the smallest you can find. Motlop, Brandon Donaldson's running through there at the moment, and in yet. So it's a really intriguing mix in that forward 50 at the moment.
Donaldson, one of the few Bulldogs yet to register on the goal kicker's tally, is going to have a dip from about 40 metres. Gives it a ride to the teeth of goal. A few hands involved, even the post played a role.
Yeah, Donaldson kicked had goals in his past 4 games. Interestingly, he finished 5th in Sandover medal votes for South Fremantle back in 2018. So very much an underrated player, I'd imagine.
Ben Johnson has a couple of options on the broadcast side. Goes the longer route. Tough bouncing ball for Winder. Bletchenden gives to Florenka. Good smother there from the skipper, Brayshaw. Florenka again back on it. A couple of Eagles take him to ground. Umpire will have it.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate not to get the free kick there. Probably could have been paid for holding the ball, I'd imagine. Ball upcoming.
Higgins, sole possession. Bangs it on the left boot. High to the 50. Ball trickles out the back. Curnow immediately claimed. Just releases to Johnson. Ducks back into traffic. Dangerous stuff. Miller just gets boot to ball. Schloith gives it up straight to Johnson. The umpire's going to call hanging on. And Hayden Schloith will have a dip from about 40 out, slight angle. And that ball wasn't returned anywhere near his opponent. You can hear some Bronx cheers saying, well, any danger, we get the 50? And his teammate in Strom's Subin's giving him a worse return.
I feel like that's a bit of, you know, he's earned that after the serve he gave Schlenslog. The last 2 have not been what he wanted. A touch of irony there, you reckon, Steve?
The 2017 Sandover medalist, are we looking to add his name to the goal kicker's tally? 6th in disposals for season 2021. He's had an absolute perler. We're right behind it here. Again, it's drifting, but it's snuck inside. South Fremantle get the first of the 3rd term.
So just for the West Coast Eagles fans that are listening in, we mentioned that Ben Johnson, he had led the way. He has now got 17 possessions and a goal, along with 5 marks. Braden Ainsworth has had 15 possessions. Probably a couple of kicks would have probably liked to have had back.
Have a look at Rey Mysterio in the crowd there. What a serious mask from the big fella. It's a warm day out there, Cam.
You've got to commit. If you're going to commit, you commit to it.
Hasn't he just?
So Izzy Winder has had the 9 disposals and 5 marks. One of the players who's been a little bit quiet, just following down the list, Xavier O'Neill, just 4 disposals, 4 handballs, 6 tackles though. So he has been doing the hard work. There is a bit of Rey Mysterio action from the South Fremantle fan.
Serious support. And you know he'll be back for round 1 of finals next week.
Yeah, credit to that South Fremantle crew that do get down there behind the goals. Rain, hail, shine, they'll always be here.
Let's hope he's not launching from the top rope later in this game. Loose ball, Hall knocks it inside. Brayshaw taps it to the advantage of O'Neill. Just gaining territory, West Coast so far. Brayshaw puts his head over it. Schloith with a tackle. He's in fact 10th in tackles also for season 2021. Where's he going to feature come Sandover medal voting, you think, Cam?
Yeah, it should be I guess, a pretty even count, you'd imagine. First year of 3-2-1 votes with a full season. Last year's was a real surprise in Sam Taylor.
Here we go. Watson appealing for the free kick. He's got it. A high ball on the youngster's head. And he's going to have a shot from basically point-blank range. The free kick going against Noah Strom.
Yeah, so we've mentioned a couple of times Watson competing around the ruck contest. So he's had the 6 hit-outs, 3 handballs, a mark, a tackle, and he's had pretty good endeavour for a debut match and could be lining up for a goal in game number 1.
For the quick response from West Coast. He's made the goal umpire work. Rye smile, he's just snuck it in. And there's his first at the top level.
And you see the difference. When you kick a goal in your debut game, everyone knows that it's your debut, it's going to be your first goal. Because I reckon we've got 16 of the 18 guys that got across there. When Carey did it earlier, I reckon there was, 2 guys that went across there? You've got to get a goal early in your career. Otherwise, it just sort of falls into obscurity. But no, good effort from Watson. He's, you know, for the 50th player used, and we've mentioned this a couple of times, you compare it to South Fremantle, they've only used 32 players. So they've been able to get some consistent footy together. I know Adam Simpson at the AFL level has said all year that's been one of their biggest struggles, and it's flowed over down here. It's hard to be able to produce consistent footy when you're making 4 or 5 changes when you're using 50 different guys.
Big time. I think it throws our team defence massively, Cam, when you're all playing a specific role. If it's not man-on-man footy and you're all playing to a system, so many changes.
So Ainsworth out here on the wing they just showed. Liquor Barron's Carlisle on his back.
A clearing kick from Hamish Brayshaw from the middle to half forward. Ball at ground level. Ninyat, 4 straight, spending a bit of time in defence. Aaron handball though. Watson collects. And good footy from West Coast. Nitschke takes the mark, 25 out. Chance for a couple in a row. So we mentioned when Hug kicked the first goal of the day for the West Coast Eagles waffle team, he took a 1-goal lead over Nitschke. This is a chance to pull it back 16-16 in this titanic struggle for the West Coast Eagles waffle leading goal kicker. Plenty of battles within the battle. We're going to get around the grounds from Hungry Jack shortly after this shot, Cameron. So we see Cooper Nitschke lining up. The 22-year-old, formerly out of Claremont Reserves. Strikes it, likes it. West Coast, a little bit of a roll here.
Back-to-back goals. 3rd time today they've kicked back-to-back goals, is it? Well, 2nd time we've kicked back-to-back. We had 3 in a row across the first and the second quarter. If we have a look around the ground, Claremont have rebuilt a lead at Claremont Oval. It's 8-9 to 6-3, so they're back out by 18 points. Subiaco have extended their lead. They're out by 51 points over Peel. And West Perth have re-grabbed the lead back over Perth, 50-47. In fact, that Revo Fitness Stadium scores just updated to Claremont have a 13-point lead, 7-9 to 6-2.
Well, you never know, Cam. 13 points, the Tigers, so they need to win by, as it currently stands now, 30 points with this score.
Correct. Yeah, thereabouts. So there's a lot to play for, and no doubt Claremont have got one eye on their opponents and one eye down here. Likewise, South Fremantle would just be getting a little bit testy, I imagine, in the coach's box for Todd Curley, the recently re-signed Todd Curley.
Can West Coast string together a couple of centre clearances? In the end, Jack Carey just gets rid of it. Good defensive pressure from South Fremantle. Hanson links up with Ainsworth. And again, they go forward. Watson the target through his hands. Noah Strong, good defence. Oh, what a tackle from behind there. I think from Kieran Hug. West Coast turning up the intensity here in the 3rd term.
And Steve, the natives getting a little bit restless. You can hear the South Fremantle fans. They know it's getting a little bit tighter than they'd imagine. When they kicked the first 6 goals of the game, no doubt they wouldn't have seen this coming. You see the replay there. Probably a little bit fortunate not to get the high contact there, Humble.
Yeah, plenty of sweat under Ray Mysterio's mask at this point, you'd have to think. Sinclair wants to wheel and go. Sends a high ball, top of the square. Who's flying? Front position Watson through his hands. South Fremantle looking to rush it at all costs, and eventually they do.
He's given a bit of a presence down there. We sort of said when you've got Leonard Marlin as your only forward, you don't have the presence you need. Watson has made a couple of really good contests on those last 2 entries. So I've liked his game.
Yeah, South Fremantle have had plenty of uncontested grabs in their back half, and providing a contest, I'm sure, is one of his main instructions. Byron has it. Dragovic, loose at half back. Plenty of numbers in front of him, so he goes laterally. Good kick to Maskos. Come past again, Dragovic receives the hands. Good chiseling ball, finds Donaldson. Goes in the middle. Didn't quite see the West Coast Eagle. Rebillard calls the turnover. A chance for Hug streaming forward. And what a use of the ball there. Finds Cooper Nitschke. West Coast again on the counter. South Fremantle a bit too cute at half back.
Nitschke looking to kick back-to-back goals, and that's what's hurt South Fremantle across today. There's just been 3 or 4 times when they've crossed the ball back in. West Coast Eagle defenders have been able to get the intercept, and generally, no matter what level of footy you play, if you can get an intercept in the middle of the ground, you're going to have open space to move inside forward 50, and Nitschke found the right space there to get the uncontested mark.
Brilliant work there from Rebillard. Spoiled the play, collected it before it even hit the deck. Here's Cooper Nitschke's attempt on goal. It's to the near side.
Yeah, still a slight breeze wafting across the ground, so he sort of set that one up. The last kick he had, he probably kicked through a little bit more to set that one up a little bit, and the breeze sort of pulled it to that near side. So the margin is back as close as it's been in a long time, though, back to 24 points. Dare say early in the first quarter, I mean, South Fremantle had 4 goals in about the first 10 minutes.
That's a 7-point lead in terms of the third quarter in favour of the West Coast Eagles. Byron moves past his opponent. Great smother, though, from Sinclair. A chance from Humble. Shovels it at ground level. Hug's going to collect off the left boot. Centering ball. It's all South Fremantle. McQuilkin pushes Ainsworth almost in the back, but not enough. They've got to be measured under pressure here. The kick from Newton has Motlop in his direction, so in the end, that's well worked out there from the Bulldogs.
Again, good attacking play. We saw the smother, which sort of got the forward 50 entry. It's been a really enterprising start to the second half. This first 15 minutes, dare say it's gone the way of the Eagles waffle team.
Throw in right half forward for the away team. Higgins, clear hit out. Ninyet working further up the ground. Swings round the left boot, just over the head of Curnow. Has to sit and wait. Miller at ground level. Shaw. Subin shrugs the tackle. First time in the end. Happy to be pushed over. Good recovery work there from Curnow.
Yeah, a little bit lucky there, I reckon, Subin, because he'd taken on the one tackle. Could have easily have been called for holding the ball. I think it was Deegan that made that second tackle. A little bit lucky on that occasion, Subin. He still does lead the way with 19 possessions and 9 marks on the contest.
Throw in. Borgogno now up against Higgins. Hanging on to. Clear as day. Going the way of Brock. Of course, playing in his league return after a couple of Rezzies games, getting back right from injury. The kick's not the best when all of 6 metres. Free kick being paid. There's no advantage as Izzy Winder had it all to himself. So that's Nick Subin being driven to the deck.
You mentioned Higgins there. He's up to 20 hit-outs. He leads the day on that and 6 disposals. So hasn't had the influence he would normally have had, but part of today, I think, is just getting him match fit for next week as well.
All right.
Another turnover.
Another turnover. South Fremantle went when they shouldn't have. Kick inside forward 50 from Ainsworth. Nitschke, who's been dangerous so far in the term. He's tackled effectively, and South Fremantle able to just hold things up for another stoppage inside their defensive 50.
Now, also just want to highlight, just to sort of keep a little bit of the dream alive here.
Good work there from Deegan. We'll just see on the replay there, mate.
South Fremantle's worst quarter is the last quarter. They've only won 6 of 17 last quarters so far this year. So if the Eagles waffle can just keep a little bit of pressure on, kick maybe a couple of late goals here in the second half of the third quarter, we could be on for this upset, Steve.
The Eagles playing a loose man behind the footy. Plenty of numbers round this ball. Ainsworth. He's going to almost have a ping from about 40 out. Too much hook on the kick, though. And the ball, has it gone out on the full?
No, out of bounds, so probably a good result. They get a chance to have around the contest. And as much as Higgins and Miller have got a lot more of the hit-outs, the efforts at ground level by those West Coast Eagles midfielders has meant they've been able to more than halve it around the ground.
Throw in, forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles. Higgins reaches over the top, Humble a chance, snaps from the corner, vacant goal square, but just didn't have the bounce when across the face of goal.
Again, it's just continues the trend of the last sort of 7 or 8 minutes. The lead has been dwindled down to 23 points. Again, we've got to go back into the first quarter for when the lead was this narrow.
Pearson thumps one long down the middle. Borgogno, though, stands in the way, takes the intercept.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the game, they had 4 goals on the board, so the Eagles waffle have not been this close since 10 minutes into the game.
High ball, Byron attempted spoil. Has it gone over the back? Anyone touched it? The goal umpire said someone did. Dearie me, that could have been an absolute disaster for South Fremantle.
I do feel like we need the Drinkwise score review going here, because was that touched? Love to have a look at the replay, because it just seemed to have a little bit of carry, and then once it got over, it just rolled on with it.
He didn't want any conversation with the field umpire, so he was confident. Pearson receives back in the defensive goal square, almost round. He eventually goes. Spears the ball, but Kieran Hugg steps in front. He wants a short pass. He's got Deegan inside. And again, not even thinking about the leading goal kicker award for 2021. gives to the former North Beach amateur product.
So Deegan happy with that kick, and Nitschke also very happy with that kick, I'd imagine, as well. Joey Deegan, a very good player, Jamison medal winner, like you said, from the North Beach Footy Club last year. Has been a real heart and soul player this year for the West Coast Eagles. Waffle, big kick in the context of the game.
Is it ever? Joey Deegan, set sail. It's drifting right. Oh, it's just touched the post on the way through. The Eagles now peppering goals. Can't convert.
Just need one now. That's 5 straight behinds for the West Coast Eagles. Waffle. So we had 2 rush behinds, the behind to Nitschke, Humble, and now Deegan. So 5 straight behinds from 6 goals 2, now 6 goals 7.
Tremendous fight back here for West Coast. South Fremantle just can't get the ball out of their defensive 50. O'Neill, he's able to collect, but that blind kick inside. Noah Strom, like he's been doing most of the afternoon, takes an easy intercept mark.
Yeah, Strom now up to 9 marks for the day.
Ball goes over the head of Schlensog. Motlop taking a ground. Good tackle there from Jack Carey. West Coast again persistent with this pressure.
Yeah, so Noah Strom up to 16 disposals, 9 marks. Very rare to see Noah Strom have that many disposals this early in the game. Highlights how well the West Coast Eagles Waffle have been able to get the ball going after that early stages of the game.
Throw in left half forward for the Eagles. Higgins looking for Gun Schloith. He's being warned by Deegan. He's not going anywhere.
Again, good pressure around the contest.
Ball up just outside of West Coast forward 50. Winder, not a lot of room to operate there.
And now
gets a handball to Deegan. It's pinched though. Have a look at Subin to stream away. Florenka to Kelly. South Fremantle now looking a little more damaging. Miller, the short pass, looking for Shaw. Collects handballs. The dinky kick inside forward 50. Florenka runs onto it. Sumich bearing down. Kelly a chance on the left boot. Can't get boot to ball. Umpires paid holding the ball, and Kelly looking a little worse for wear on the deck.
To go back a couple of moments, the boys in the truck have been able to get that replay up. Clear daylight between the pack and that ball over the back, so there was definitely no touch. I'll bet you a box of shapes there was no touch on that one, Steve.
Oh, I know how you feel about your shapes, Cam. That's confidence. Humble has it right half back. Long ball down the wing. Oh, towering mark again from Noah Strom. I'll get you his mark tally from you shortly, Cam.
So that puts
surely up to double digits.
That will actually put him up to 11, which is a career high.
On the far wing. Sends it to the flank, and that's a brilliant ball. Miller just lurking, unattended. Too far out to score. Thought about a pocket pass, instead goes long. In front, Collins, ball over the back, dangerous, but about 4 Eagles converge. Schloith just gets a hand on Johnson. Feeney, dangerous handball back inside. Oh, going to ground at the wrong moment. The West Coast Eagle defender, and what a brilliant snap round the body. Top goal there from South Fremantle.
Yeah, so it was Sinclair that just went to ground just at the ill-opportune time. I think it was Donaldson that was able to grab it. We said he's kicked goals in 4 straight. That will make it goals in 5 straight. You just see Zach Strom, real good attack.
One. That's the tough one that goes to ground, and Donaldson pounces on that left boot.
Yeah, you could see straight away the defence knew they'd just given one up against the run of play, and that was a much-needed goal for South Fremantle. And you can hear those fans, Ray Mysterio and crew behind the goals. They're getting, they're trying to get their team back into this game because it has been all the Eagles over the past 7 or 8 minutes. Quickly go around the grounds thanks to Hungry Jacks.
Why not?
It is a Claremont 17-point lead over Swan Districts. Peel making a little bit of a run at Subiaco. The margin's been brought back to 33 points there. And Perth, the same co-tenant as the West Coast Eagles at Mineral Resources Park. They are now 12 points behind West Perth. It's West Perth 59, Perth 47. 4th recall today, 3rd recall today.
I'm going to say 4th, lock in 4th, but who's counting? Played 20 minutes here in the 3rd term. West Coast with a slight edge in the 3rd quarter, but it's South Fremantle in control of this contest. Winder, Florenka off the deck. Motlop collects. Handball inside. Donaldson looking for 2 inside a minute. He's put it through. Quality finish there from Donaldson. South Fremantle with a couple of steadying goals late in the quarter.
Yeah, Donaldson's just gone across to Motlop. He's given him the point, and that was set up by Jesse Motlop. You can just see Ben Johnson, like earlier in the game, that's one of those things of a mercurial player like Motlop is, do you go to him? What's he going to do around it? He just can make things happen. I think that was a really good example of it there. Just that little bit of space he was given allowed him to get the ball out in the front of Donaldson, and Donaldson doesn't need to be given 2 looks inside forward 50. A few of the stat winners. Subin now is up to 21. Continues to be the game high. Johnson for 20 for the West Coast Eagles. Waffle. Ainsworth 19. Pearson up to 19. And that probably indicates the way that's been going. The game's gone because for Pearson up to 19 and Strom up to 18 as well. Mascot's 14. A lot of those South Fremantle defenders are getting a lot of the ball because the ball's been in that half for a lot of this quarter.
There's a brilliant soccer off the deck from Florenko, just getting that ball forward, and in the end, Motlop, Donaldson do the rest. Brayshaw puts on a good tackle from Dragovic, has to release. Bletchenden sweating on his opponent in O'Neill. Good attack on the footy from both players on that occasion.
Yeah, Bletchenden's one. He's had 17 possessions today. He's actually second on disposals for South Fremantle this year. Young player, was in the Waffle 2018 Team of the Year. It might be a little bit of a smoky, I reckon, for a mature age draft pick. He's really come into his own as he's been given more midfield time this year.
Subin collects it cleanly. McQuilkin to Dent. Roaming around the back of the contest. Motlop getting busier as the game goes on. Sees something at half forward. Good lead from Schlensog. Takes it out in front of Carey. Wants to go into the pocket. Good ball. Sumich taking on Miller. Good quality tackle, and Miller cleverly just strolls over the boundary line.
I believe they would have been our Colts teammates if we went back to about the 2016-2017 season.
Umpire will throw this one in just inside South Fremantle's attacking 50. Miller, Schlensog rather, goes up for the ruck.
If you do go back to that 2016 South Fremantle Colts season, Jimmy Miller, a big part of it, alongside Shea Bolton, a bit of a 1-2 punch up forward for back in the day.
You're a walking almanac, Cam. I like it. Ainsworth, another possession off of half back. Bouncing ball. Higgins at ground level. The big fella does well. Takes it cleanly. Ninyat spills the handball receive, however. Donaldson trying to go back to Cody Ninyat. Somehow the ball remaining in play. Sinclair didn't mind it. It's going to get him a touch. He barrels one from half back. But again, guess who? Noah Strom, another mark. Centering ball to McQuilkin. The umpire's going to pay 50, is he?
Yeah, 50 paid, I think, again, with the old stand, stop, stay, go, move forward 50 metres.
Very well. Wants to move it inside forward 50. And Nick Subin with a bit of time and space.
You reckon he's going to wheel around on the left foot here? Is that probably an even money bet, this one?
It's 1-3. You've got to try something different on this occasion, I think, Cam. Maybe stand and deliver.
Oh, I don't think he's going to have a shot with his right foot, though.
That would surprise me. Originally from Bacchus Marsh from Victoria, 156 games of experience at the top level. Serious player, Nick Subin.
This is game number 98. Coming up on 100 will be near a potentially a Waffle Grand Final.
And spinning sideways, though, no good. Zami Sumich provides a contest. Feeney got rid of it far too quickly, but it's going to work. Sumich's kick is smothered. Mason Shaw, stand and deliver. Never had the line. Ball goes out on the full.
So quick again, just to go around the grounds. Claremont, another goal, so 23 points the margin out there. So it was getting tight for a little while there. So if you have a look at the difference, South Fremantle are holding sway in second, but it's probably down to as close as it's been, maybe 1.5% between the two at the moment.
Hansen in front, didn't quite have enough, almost though. Round the body, and again, these errant kicks forward. South Fremantle setting up an easy wall. Dent goes for a trot through the middle of the ground. Short pass, well read from Collins. Can't get the ball moving forward though. Big ball to be won here from Humble. Finds Collins. Great handball over his shoulder. Deegan now floats the hands over the top. Marlin launches. Goes to the top of the 50. Winder in best position, then takes it.
Yeah,
good mark in front of Newton.
Yeah, really good play through the middle. Like the play of Deegan. He was one that just wanted to take the game on, and then the kick inside 50. There's nothing like a good fast ball to the back. Good body work from Winder. A chance to kick another goal.
I haven't seen Isaiah Winder play one out in the forward 50 since round 1 when he bagged 5 against the Demons. But there it is, using his body to perfection. And he snags one back for West Coast.
I think he only kicked 7 goals on the season. And remember, he got 5 back in round 1. So has spent more time in the midfield in the past couple of weeks. And a nice finish from directly in front. Really a soda for that one. Pretty happy with it. Pointing to someone over there. Doesn't seem to be many people in the crowd over there. And not many wearing blue and gold.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But again, as we say, just one of 4 West Coast Eagles listed players playing this afternoon. Due to one of the worst injury-stricken seasons I've ever seen at the club in my 13 years there, Cam, and obviously the West Coast bubble. For anyone that travelled to Queensland for that last Brisbane home and away game, they don't get out till Monday, so they're climbing the walls, I would think, tuning in this afternoon.
So 14 South Fremantle premiership players as well, just to highlight on the opposition how much experience they do have. So it's been a really gutsy performance throughout the game by this West Coast team.
Clever handball from O'Neill, finds Curnow, dabs it over the top, can't sit for Brayshaw. Mascos meets it hard. Deegan there to provide some defensive cooperation, and we'll have a ball up far side.
Really important tackle from Brayshaw. If he hadn't have made that tackle stick, South Fremantle were away.
That's kicked it directly into his mate's head. Absolute devastating blow. Is it Subin on the deck? Because Brock Higgins has delivered in an absolute ripper. He doesn't know where the footy is. It's about 5 metres from you. Can't find it. Ball hits the deck. South Fremantle appealing. That was absolutely brutal. Brock Higgins takes sole possession. No helmet worn for this one. Have some. My goodness.
It was Subin. That is one of the great Falcons you will ever come across.
McQuilkin fighting hard for the footy. Ainsworth had a bit of it. Turns it over with his handball. Bletchenden claimed immediately. Seeing a little bit more of Mitch Curnow as the game wears on also.
Fortunately, Subin does look okay, but I mean, that is a dangerous one when you consider the concussion rule in 2021 and how important we know concussions can be. Hopefully, Subin is okay and there is no lingering effect.
Oh, should have his nose smashed all over his face after that one. A fortunate turn of the head's probably saved him a bit.
And again, it's a different part of the South Fremantle game, though, that they didn't have with Hamish Free. It's one of Brock Higgins' strengths is that give and grab and kick long. West Coast away again.
Ainsworth, bit of an errant handball at the feet of Bentley. Has to fashion one off the deck. It's going to work for South Fremantle unless Hansen comes in, provides good defensive work. Even better tackle from Motlop. Bit of a mucked up play there as Watson received the free kick for the ruck infringement. They couldn't take advantage. But a fair quarter from the West Coast Eagles. They come up trumps by 4 points in that third term. But it's still South Fremantle holding sway by 27 of the best here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval. Give me some stats, Cameron Palmer.
Yeah, so Nick Subin leads the way for all comers. He has got 23 to go with 10 marks. For the West Coast Eagles, 22 to Ainsworth, 20 to Johnson, a little bit quieter in that quarter. Hammer Brayshaw, the captain, is up to 17. Scrolling down a bit further, Winder 13, Deegan 12, Sinclair 11. And yeah, again for South Fremantle behind Subin, 20 to Florenka, Pearson at 19, Noah Strom rather, 19 and 12 marks, which is a career high. I believe Noah Strom, if we have a look at his career high for disposals, he is chasing 21, so he's only 2 away from a career best. And just looking at the team stats, come back a little bit in that quarter, so disposals 284 to 179 the way of South Fremantle. The marks 89 to 38, hitouts 42 to 19, all these in favour of South Fremantle. Inside 50s 35 to 23. And one of the, I guess, the important things has been the inside 50 efficiency of both teams, 60% and 61% respectively.
Tremendous work there, Cam. Very extensive stats. I can't believe you've got career best statistics in front of you too. No stone unturned.
And just to highlight how close this is getting on the live ladder. So we reckoned Claremont have got to win by about 7 to 8 points more than South Fremantle. At three-quarter time here, 27-point lead to South Fremantle. Claremont have kicked a couple of late goals up at Claremont Oval, 29 points. So the margin for second spot must be down to about 0.5% at this point in time.
Love
so
it.
it is going to be a very tight last quarter to come. West Perth have kicked away at Mineral Resources Park. They now lead by 31 points. And believe it or not, the close one now is Subiaco and Peel, with Peel making a run, and it's Subiaco 85 to 62.
Tremendous work there, Cam. Thanks very much for your company. Everyone at home watching the live stream, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with a thrilling last quarter with plenty on the line, shaping up the top 5 in the WAFL competition.
Single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back. You are joining us here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval for round 22 of the WAFL competition. The West Coast Eagles taking on South Fremantle, who are battling their way to try and cement second spot and a home qualifying final next week against the Tigers. But we do have one side eye on that Tigers result. They're kicking away a little bit against the Black Ducks. Although this margin looks to be done and dusted, we are actually going to be in for a bit of a thrilling conclusion to this game. Yeah, so the present point, it's South Fremantle leading by 27 points, Claremont leading by 29. It's give or take 7 or 8 points that Claremont need to win by more than South Fremantle. So at the moment, they're about a goal away. So it's going to get tight here in the last quarter, Steve. And again, I did mention it, South Fremantle have only won 6 last quarters across the year. It's been their worst performing quarter of the year. Yeah, I'll tell you how much West Coast care about all that. Absolutely none. But they'll want to put together a spirited last final quarter of their 2021 season at WAFL level, any footballing level, in fact. Humble taken off it with ease, and it's going to be illegally. He'll get the kick. McQuilkin gives back to Hug. They kind of look alike, but Ponytail easily the difference. He's just going to chip it up into the pocket, leading. Marlin just spills out of his hand. Schlensog, we've seen him play in the defensive half in the first half of the season 21 season. He's gone backwards now.
Yeah, that's a big call by Coach Todd Curley, because he hasn't played back for really since about the midway point of the season. So really changing things up here with the game and season somewhat on the line.
O'Neill goes the running torpedo. If Luke Shuey can do it, so can I. Schlensog traps it in. Marlin brings him to the deck and a forward 50 stoppage in favour of West Coast.
And in quarantine, Luke Shuey is saying, no, only I can do that.
Ball up. Higgins looking for one of his rovers. Ball at ground level. Brayshaw off the deck. South Fremantle with numbers. Oh, great fake there from Noah Strom. Goes one way, chips the other. Schloith. Bullet pass. Shaw leading out. Takes it on his chest. Moving the ball very effectively so far in this passage. Florenka. Jake Florenka averaging 31 disposals in his 2 games back. Absolutely electrifying return to waffle level.
It's at 21 today as well. So a little bit short, but still a pretty good day.
Little dab kick. Motlop can't handle it. Handball. O'Neill fights for it. Ball squibs out. The big fella. He goes down, does the dirty work. McQuilkin. High ball to half forward. Bentley attempts front position, but a great mark there from Pearson standing his ground.
So that does seem to be the change. Pearson going forward, because he did take that mark like he was up forward.
Through the hands of Sumich. Schloith looking for a free kick, hit the deck. Nothing doing. Be a throw in forward pocket for the Bulldogs.
Just trying to see the positioning of Chad Pearson, if that's just been a direct swap. It does seem like they've pushed Pearson up a little bit further up the ground.
Can South Fremantle strike first blood here in the final term? Hansen on hands and knees. Needs to get that ball out. Few South Fremantle players sweating on it. The umpire probably was going to ping him, gave him plenty of time. In the end, Johnson sees it over the line.
Again, for Eagles fans that are tuning in, Ainsworth has 22 on the day. Ben Johnson, 20 disposals and a goal. 5 marks for Ben Johnson. Winder, 14 possessions and a goal. And the 4th member of the squad, Xavier O'Neill, has had just 9 disposals but 6 tackles.
Braden Ainsworth, 4th in average disposals in season 2021. Knows how to find the Sharon. Brayshaw's clearing kick to the wing. Free kick given. It's going the way of Marlin. He was trying to run away from the contest. I don't think I've run away from too many free kicks in my day, Cameron. Marlin, very disciplined, was looking for Johnson on the outside, thought better of it. He's got a few options at half forward. That is a genuine floater. Not many could handle that one.
I can think we can see why he was running up the field. He didn't want to deliver to himself with a floater like that.
Pearson back in the defensive half for now. Finds Motlop. Goes down the line. South Fremantle with some numbers. Florenka, one man you don't want to give space.
Motlop only the 9 disposals, but he's just had a presence. It's been a very handy 9 disposals, I'd say.
Just chipping it round. Dent has it in the middle. No one standing the mark. He goes. Schloith wants to wheel and go. Wants to catch West Coast defence on the hop here. Long ball. Zach Strom has some time and space. Handball back inside. Schlensog's kick. Dragovic, quick handball out. Motlop has some time, round the corner, and he's put it through. Quality finish there from Jesse Motlop.
Yeah, so he kicked 3 goals in his first 3 games. His first goal today, so 4 goals on the season. Quickly around the ground, thanks to Hungry Jacks. Still scoreless in the final quarter at Claremont Oval. So a 29-point lead for Claremont. So South Fremantle with that goal, 1 step closer to second spot. And the South Fremantle fans you see down, they've moved from the other one end of the ground to the other, as they do quarter by quarter.
They don't want some shade down there, you sure?
Well, beautiful sunny day. I would have been trying. I think you're trying to grab the sun.
Not with that mask on, I wouldn't have think. Give me some air.
We haven't seen if there's a young Dom Mysterio down sitting alongside, running shotgun perhaps.
Surely in the bouncy castle, even further in the pocket, I would have thought, Cam. But that's the start South Fremantle want. West Coast certainly had a bit of momentum in that Third quarter.
They got the game played on their terms, that sort of short pass, kick game. That's really the way South Fremantle want to play. Clearly, Todd Curley at three-quarter time, just getting them back to play their footy.
Back in the middle, Borgogno brings a couple to ground. Good smother. Higgins, tremendous follow-up. Kelly and Hansen do battle. Hansen hits the deck. Ball winds up in his lap. Umpire will have it 60 metres out. South Fremantle goal.
Hansen's played 14 games for the West Coast Eagles this year, been one of the mainstays of this as one of the top-up players.
Dragovic done well to hoik that round his body. Front position, Ninyat bounces off his chest. Quality handball, Carey, Kernover under pressure. Oh, doesn't he put his teammate in Collins under a fair bit of strife? Didn't have any time to get rid of it, though. Zach Strom wrapped him up in a hurry.
Yeah, did that really well, Collins, because if he had left the arms free and the ball had just dropped out, you imagine Zach Strom's getting a shot, 10 metres out from goal. So well played there by Collins. Some real good defensive play.
Deegan finds Ainsworth to Curnow. Handball at the feet of Marlin. Deegan again, quality follow-up. Hacks it forward. It's all Higgins, but it's gone over his head as the spare in defence. Nitschke gives to Hug. Little chip over the top, finds Watson. Absolutely nothing in front of him. Here goes Cooper Nitschke on the run, though. Hasn't spotted him yet. Needs to have plenty on this kick. Gives it a fair ride, but getting back in defence.
Just a bit too slow to get that going. If he had just got on the boot as quick as he possible, Robiliard was streaming and Nitschke were both streaming towards goal, they would have had probably the break and the step they needed. Good effort from Watson, but that's just, I guess, one of the lessons. First league game, the speed of the game, it is that bit quicker.
Easy for us up here on level 3, seeing it all from bird's eye view. Bletchenden read it best, though, helping back as a midfielder. Motlop's handball, heard the voice on the outside. Back to that man, Bletchenden. Florenka, a high ball. Good contest from Donaldson, but Johnson ensures that goes over the line.
Yeah, Donaldson, another one. He was important in that third quarter. When we look back, every goal is crucial at the moment, and his 2 goals could be crucial on where South Fremantle do finish this season. Round the grounds, Claremont out to 35-point lead. They've kicked the first goal at Revo Fitness Stadium.
The clearing kick again, Florenka. Kelly keeps his feet in front of Curnow. Darts the handball back. Kick inside. Goes through the hands of Johnson. Quality work there from Zach Strom. Gives to Donaldson, and he's missed what is almost a soda by his standards. 35 out.
Just had a bit more time. He just threw it straight on the boot. If he had just sort of settled for a couple of steps, would have had the chance to really kick a crucial goal with what's going on around the grounds.
So what does that make it now? It's 34 points here, Cam.
And 35 at Claremont. So a goal either way, really important for both teams, both here and at Claremont.
Johnson sidesteps his opponent, sends it to some tall timber on the far wing. Noah Strom, one of those, and he's the one that escorts it over the line.
It's like the Gabba revisited, Steve.
Don't remind me, Cam. Heartbreak.
And of course, Brisbane will take on the Bulldogs up at the Gabba in very shortly, less than an hour to bounce in the semi-final.
Higgins, double taps. Subin just breaks away from a couple of would-be tacklers, goes to the pocket. Zach Strom almost tunneled underneath, but great use of the body, says the umpire. Ninyat pushed over the line. Ball fashioned off the deck. It's just a minor score.
Yeah, Ninyat not happy with the treatment he received. He's led his opponent down there. No, it's probably a little bit unlucky not to get the free, but when you're this close to finals, a little bit silly from Ninyat to sort of have a go at the opposition player.
Here we go, West Coast on the counter. A chance, O'Neill goes back inside. Ainsworth gets a friendly bounce. Brayshaw, wide handball. Collins feeds it back to Brayshaw. They've worked it nicely through hands. O'Neill spots the corridor kick, pulls the trigger straight to Ainsworth. Coming up for disposal, number 24, Braden Ainsworth. Short pass, he's waxed well with Brayshaw in this passage. Goes wide. Carey, this is the kick. Can he hit someone? Sends it long. Watson leaps. Can't take it. Streaming out Hall, finds Dragovic and South Fremantle. A chance to clear. Long ball. Kelly has to fly, as to Sinclair. Again, South Fremantle keep it moving forward. The foot race is on. Donaldson's got some room if it can stay in. Sumich is the only one who can take him down from behind. Johnson tries to make up ground, and that kick again slews across the face of goal. A couple of chances from Donaldson in the last few minutes.
And very similar to the last shot he had. Just rushed the kick and sprayed it out to the far side. Florenka up to 25 disposals, has a game high. Ainsworth 24. Johnson on 24. Around the grounds, a goal to Swan District, so the margin at Claremont Oval is back to 29 points. Good news for South Fremantle.
It was good to end-to-end footy from both sides there. In the end, Carey has it left half back for the Eagles. Umpire says, get on with it. Goes down the line, brilliant kick. Rebillard opted to take it on his chest, and to his peril, Schlenstock gets the fist out of play.
So you do feel there's a bit of an energy about this game at the moment, and you can feel it in the crowd. There's definitely a bit of nervous energy going on right now.
I think everyone's phone batteries will be on less than 10% with the constant refreshing and updating. That's what's going on at Tigerland. Higgins does it all himself. Kelly just releases the handball. Zach Strom, bit of 1-2 with Byron in the end. Tremendous tackle from the skipper. Puts an end to that passage. Holding the ball. What a kick there from Hamish Brayshaw. Well weighted, finds Hansen. His kick, almost searching for Hall exclusively. It's going to be a free kick, though, going his way. And the 2v1 option, not the best there for the Eagles.
Yeah, so Brayshaw up to 8 tackles for the day, and West Coast actually do lead the tackle count 42-37. If you have a look at some of the individual tackle stats, it's all West Coast. So Brayshaw with 8, Deegan with 6, O'Neill with 6, Sinclair with 6. So we said since the opening 15 minutes of the game, it's really been a concerted effort to put a lot of pressure on this South Fremantle midfield.
A great effort indicator, the old tackle count. Deegan and Pearson go battle. Good effort from both players. Sinclair looking for a way through. Umpire pings him holding the ball. Good tackle there from Dragovic.
I'm going to guess the boys aren't going to throw the pressure indicator up in the next minute or so.
I wouldn't have thought so. That's a brilliant pass with Shaw leading out. Takes it just inside 50. We know he's got a leg. Put one through about this distance in the opening term. And the captain might just say, boys, been a bit errant toward goal in the last few minutes. Leave it with me.
So still chasing. So he's got 48 goals on the season. Sure, he still needs another 2 to claim 50 goals for the 3rd time.
This is his second that he'll be lining up for. Mason Shaw. To give his team a bit of breathing room in this chase for second spot. Has a fair crack. Distance not a problem, but just hooked it slightly.
And again, both teams early on could hardly miss, and now inaccuracy plaguing both teams. It plagued West Coast in the 3rd quarter, and it's plaguing South Fremantle right now, 4th straight behind.
West Coast yet to hit the scoreboard in this final term. Kick to the wing. Oh, good mark taken there on that occasion.
Newton.
By Trent Newton.
He's had a pretty good game.
Goes inside. That kick's an absolute Barry Crocker, though. Hansen obliges. Little give to Humble. No need to hurry this one. There's not a ton of options at half forward. The kick to ask something of Hug. The half volley. Handled it well in the end. Sinclair, little give, Brayshaw to Winder. Steps inside. He's so classy with his footwork as Isaiah Winder. Geez, Deegan shrugged a tackler like he was nothing. Kicks to the forward pocket. Borgogno the target. Almost on the second occasion. Give to Ainsworth, Rebillard. They're sharing it well here, the Eagles. Humble, wide handball. Mitch Curnow, the most unlikely of goal kickers, has a dip. Has too much bend on it, though. Can you give me a Mitch Curnow league goal count in waffle footy when you get a chance?
At 0. So that would have been the first goal for Mitch Curnow. And he froze up a little bit on the moment, you reckon. So 31 points the margin at Claremont, 36 points the margin here. It is very, very tight for second spot. Did love the way, I was going to say, love the way Izzy Winder did the little sidestep, and then Joey Deegan tried one of his own.
Anything you can do, I can do better. The shrug of the tackle was something pretty gorgeous in the end. Kelly has it at half back. Goes for a little run. Short pass, finds Shaw. South Fremantle. You can see another methodical build-up here. Short passes, picking apart this Eagles defence for the time being. Byron, a long ball, inside 50. Oh, a little dangle from behind. Ninyet had a crack in the end. Just gets hands to it, sends it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
So continue to keep the pressure up. It's been a real good fight back from the West Coast Eagles. After conceding the first 6 goals of the game, they've pretty much played the last 3 quarters to a 0-0 draw. So been a good effort and a good fight back after a sort of tough opening 15.
Good hit out there from Higgins looking for Schleuf, but West Coast wise to that play. They put the brakes on Hayden.
And again, really, I think highlights the energy of this team and really the character of this team. As much as been spoken about it, to fight out a game with not much on the line shows the real character in this squad, I'd imagine.
Certainly going against the write-up from one John Townsend in the paper a couple of days back, Cameron, wanting to see an end to this independent waffle team from the West Coast Eagles. Missing a lot of points in that article was John Townsend. Great tackle there in the back half. On that occasion by Braden Ainsworth. We'll have another ball up.
It's been a tough year for this West Coast Eagles waffle team, but again, just that fight. And same for the West Coast Eagles AFL team, but the commitment both teams showed in their final round match, I think, shows of what is to come and the excitement that does lie ahead in 2022 and beyond, Steve.
Joey Deegan can't break through the Nick Subin tackle on that occasion. Good to see he's looking 100% after the best Falcon I've seen at waffle level. Nick Subin shaking that off and playing the rest of the game. Hayden Schleuf, a chance, back feed to Hall. Wants to go back on that left foot. A high ball, top of the square. Shaw wants a free kick. Ball bouncing in favour of Motlop. Can he get boots of ball? I think the umpire's going to pay it. Great opportunistic goal there from Motlop. And perhaps that is the goal that will send South Fremantle into second position on the WAFL ladder.
Mason Shaw arguing the point about the hole. Be interested to see what happened over the back, because the West Coast Eagles waffle defenders were pretty adamant that something had happened there. Hall there kicking the ball in. I've liked the game of Hall. He's added something different to that back group. And if it comes over... Ooh, so probably just under. Probably a good call by the umpire there. I'd imagine it's just come under the knee, which is the point of a kick.
Yeah, I thought they were perhaps appealing to the ball going over the line. That was one of the roughest bounces you'll get from a West Coast perspective. Just doing the old Tim May off break, straight back into the teeth of goal.
As an off-spin bowler, I'd love to have gotten one to turn that far, I can tell you.
No, I've faced your bowling. It's past.
Quickly around the grounds, thanks to Hungry Jacks. 31-point lead. It's a bit of a stalemate out at Claremont Oval. Claremont now probably need 3 goals in the final 10 minutes down there to squeeze into second spot, or have West Coast kick 3 goals here.
Back in the middle, Borgogno up against Higgins once more. Florenka pushed his opponent off him. Ainsworth, good tackle. Here we go. O'Neill streaming out of the middle. Brilliant wrap up there from Dragovic. Crowd wants ball and they'll get it.
Yeah, really good. It was a real good breakaway. Just needed that one extra step from O'Neill just to get the boot onto the ball. But yeah, a little bit come to pass there.
Hall's got Dent running on the outside. That is a serious loft wedge up to half forward. Shaw from behind made a good fist of it.
And just to throw another spanner into this, meanwhile down at Leaderville, the margin is down to 15 points. So Peel are putting on a bit of a run at Subiaco. If Peel do get up...
Gee, we haven't even been watching that result.
There's about 4% different. I'd suggest if South Fremantle do win this game, they could actually squeak into top spot.
There we go. Keep us running updates courtesy of the Hungry Jacks live stream updates. Collins front position. Shaw had to do his work from behind. Ball at ground level. Kelly dispossessed. Curnow. Oh, danger there from Sumic. Just gets away with it. Does nicely. The hack kick forward's untidy. A chance. Florenka just gets a little dribble kick. South Fremantle in through Hall. Goes the check side from the impossible angle. Almost kicks it into a few fans' head, if not for the netting. Nowhere near the goals. Got a bit worried for my mate Ray Mysterio, but he's on the other pocket, so not to worry, Cam. He's all right. He needs to be cherry ripe for next week.
So Hall is one of those ones, if you have a look, there's sort of 7 or 8 guys in the team that didn't play in the grand final last year. Florenka, one of those. Hall, Higgins, Byron. So there's a few that will probably give them a slightly different look in finals time this year.
Well, we've seen Motlop Newton coming in for this game. Nothing better than making coming back into the league side of the round before finals. I don't think those boys have done themselves any harm here this afternoon. It's cementing their spot. Great tackle from behind for Rebillard. Blindsided his opponent.
Zach
earns a free kick. Dent didn't see any of that. Has Ainsworth running on the outside, and now he's got nowhere to go. Back to Curnow. Oh, and that kick to Sumic. Shaw wasn't far lurking behind. Had to be pinpoint. Fortunately was from West Coast perspective. Sumic just thumps it long down the line. Oh, what a climb there from Zach Strom. Can't bring it in. Serious attempt, though. He spun sideways in the end.
He did pull one off last week. It was the mark of the week last week.
The ripper, absolute ripper. Have a look at this one. He's gone up for it. Gee, what a sit he had on Borgogno, and Marlin's come in and said, not on our watch, but.
It was a good spoil there by Marlin. So 29 points the margin out at Claremont. So that game has sort of held into a bit of a stalemate.
Fletchenden. Another inside 50 for South Fremantle. Schleuf, great position, good body work on Carey, just held the space. A little bit too strong in the contest there, Hayden Schleuf, and he'll have a crack for his second goal of the afternoon.
And not to throw it in, Peel have kicked another goal out at Leederville. They're within 9 points.
How much time remaining in that game,
Cameron? So, and they've only gone 17 minutes, so there'd still be 10 minutes to go.
Wow.
You know, just pulling out the, we've got to have to pull out the numbers. So at the start of today,
we'll have Hayden Schleuf come in for his second. Gee, he gave it a good shake, but not to be.
So there was just 3% separating Subi and South Fremantle, so that margin will be covered. If Subi are upset, South Fremantle could be taking top spot.
Well, do all you can not to tune over into that game and remain here and watch South Fremantle celebrate a well-earned win, but my goodness, things are getting way tighter than we'd imagined with Peel staging a fair comeback. Long ball from Brayshaw, but it's all Brock Higgins, though. Takes it in the breadbasket.
He's worked into the game really well, Higgins. The longer the game's gone, you can just see he's played himself back in.
He goes to the flank. It's over everyone's head. Mason Shaw reads it best. 2 bites of the cherry, and he takes it. I think what would have to be most pleasing from a South Fremantle perspective is no injuries on the day. This is the absolute last thing you can possibly want with a game that's been, you can say, relatively comfortable in terms of the result. No one going down. You don't want to see that Jake Florenka incident happen again, leading into some important games at the business end of the season.
We had a couple. Schleuf had that contest where it looked like he may have done something. So, look, I think they've ticked all the boxes. And I think they like the fact they've got a real challenge from this West Coast Eagles team today.
Mason Shaw. He starts at left, just can't come back on that occasion.
So 44 points now. This is, in fact, a game-high margin. It's sort of just blown out with the Eagles only be able to kick the 1 point so far in the last quarter.
About 10 minutes of football remaining in this West Coast Eagles waffle season. Ainsworth streaming through the middle of the ground, wants to go wide. Young provides a good contest, but in the end, Higgins repels it, sends it to half forward. At ground level, Feeney, his handball on the deck is pinched. Tries the follow-up tackle. Good smother there from Brayshaw. Loose footy at centre half forward. Subin takes it. Bangs it forward on the left. Tough bouncing ball for Motlop. Well collected from Sumic. Carey getting himself into a bit of strife. Just gets rid of the footy. In fact, the non-controlling umpires come in and said, holding the footy.
And just another update. Sorry, the game not at Leederville. It's down at Davis Gray. Another goal by Peel. It is just 3 points. So as it stands, South Fremantle are 1 Peel goal away from claiming the minor premiership.
Unbelievable.
So we had our eyes on.
What were they up at some stage of the game?
At half time, Subiaco led by 51 points.
Jesse Motlop's going to come in from 35 out for his second goal of the afternoon, but he sprayed it. How many points have they kicked this quarter? A ton.
So we're now looking at, they've kicked 2 goals 7. So again, a little bit wasteful. And there's probably parts of today that Coach Todd Curley's going to say, look, great we got the contest, but we just would have loved to have been a little bit more clinical. They've been a little bit sloppy at times. South Fremantle, not what you want going into finals.
Great ball from Johnson, kicking out from full back. Bentley takes it. He goes long. Oh, what a mark there from Watson. Higgins certainly made him earn it.
And just for those tuning in as well, Claremont have been pulled back to a 22-point lead, so they certainly are no danger to South Fremantle anymore. All eyes and Davis Gray.
Rebillard, he's claimed. He's not going anywhere. Taken to ground by Newton. Ball up. Centre half forward for West Coast.
Ainsworth and Johnson both with a game-high 29 at the moment.
O'Neill going in the ruck against Higgins. Jeez, he's drawn some short straws there. He's going to get it back at the Rover level. And Subin piles him into the deck. Let's see if West Coast can sort out someone perhaps a little bigger than Xavier O'Neill to go for this ruck contest. Looking around at everyone. There ain't too many. Here we go. Watson puts his hand up, says, look, I'll spell you, great man.
I think O'Neill was right there. Just stay on the ground until somebody else gets over there.
Schlensog has Donaldson. Schleuf in support from half-back. Chisels the pass, and in the end, Sumic just thumps it out of play into the Subiaco bench almost.
And the other game for those tuning in at Mineral Resources Park, it is West Perth with a big lead now. They lead 115 to 59. They will end the disappointing season of Perth as well.
Yeah, Perth and West Coast. Teams absolutely decimated by injury in the 2021 season. Ball at half forward. Carey fashions it off the deck. Bentley was almost in front of the race until Carey bobbed up yet again. Errant handball though. Mascos collects cleanly. He bombs it long to the flank. Feeney provides a good spoil. Ninyat hasn't been sighted as much as his ballistic opening term. Sees the ball over the boundary line.
Captain's goal down at David Graves Arena. Lee Kitchen kicks one, and Subiaco go back out by 9 points.
Oh, is a crisis averted? They ticked over 25 minutes, or is it just 20 minutes
22
there?
minutes gone, so still a chance. Dream alive for Peel. Dream alive for South Fremantle in a consecutive minor premiership.
Hit out goes forward. Curnow searching for a teammate. Can only find Florenka, Rebillard and Curnow. Takes him to the deck.
And final score at Claremont Oval is Claremont 11 goals 11 defeating Swan Districts 8 goals 7. So West Perth will also host the elimination final next week against Swans.
Throw in right half forward for the Bulldogs. Miller grubbers a kick forwards, taken by Bentley, gives to Curnow. He throws it on the boot, sends a high one. McQuilkin almost took it between his legs in the end. And he jumps on it. And there's the siren here at Fremantle Community Bank Oval. It's South Fremantle with a finals tune-up, heading into a qualifying final that appears to be against Claremont. Home ground advantage, locked in, and perhaps the way the Peel Thunder's going, who knows, possibly top spot. But in the end, they've done enough to combat a very undermanned but well-spirited West Coast Eagles lineup. They finished 7-8-50 in comparison to the Bulldogs 13-17-95. We'll have a look at some stat winners, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
Yeah, so Braden Ainsworth finished up with 30 possessions. Ben Johnson, 29. Hamish Brayshaw, 27. The captain of the Eagles, Waffle, was very, very good. He added 9 tackles along with those 27 possessions. Looking at the other couple of Eagles in the team today, Xavier O'Neill ended up with 12 disposals and 6 tackles. Izzy Winder, 16 and 6 marks. For South Fremantle, it was Jake Florenka who ended up with 28. Nick Subin, 25, one of the more influential players. Ninyet, as we said, kicked the 4 goals. And Phil for Noah Strom, he looked for a long way like he was going to get a career high. He tied his career high with 21.
So 2 touches in the final quarter?
Schlensog went back there and stole a couple of those uncontested marks he'd otherwise been having. But look, after a really dynamic first 15 minutes from South Fremantle, great game for probably 2 and a bit quarters, and then the last quarter the class of South Fremantle did show, and they really did tune up for finals in the right spirit. They've run out 45-point winners, but it did feel at times like it was a little bit closer than that.
Yeah, when they got it back to 24 points, it was quite an exciting game of footy. Again, the last time the Eagles played this South Fremantle Bulldogs team, they had 11 Eagles-listed players, and they lost by 66 points. So 45-point margin, and they've had 4 listed Eagles take the field. So a tremendous effort and a well-spirited fight from these Eagles boys. Again, Cam, you don't want to say it, but the 4 Eagles that are out there representing today, we've had no signatures pen to paper coming to the end of the 2021 season. Let's hope it's not the last time we've seen them in West Coast Eagles colours. But that, of course, Xavier O'Neill, Ben Johnson, Collins and Ainsworth. So we'll have to keep a close eye to the Eagles' social media channels and see what happens with all the contract talks, signings, heading into hopefully a tremendous 2022
and just one
season.
last shout out to the top-up players. We said it's been a real character-driven effort across the entire year, but Hamish Brayshaw ended up playing every game as captain. Liam Robilliards ended up playing 17 of the 18 games. Joey Deegan and Lennon Marlin each played 16 games each. So it's been a good effort from those guys in really trying circumstances, and it shows the high character, I think, of those few individuals.
It's been tremendous to have your company this afternoon. One last score from the Peel Town.
26 minutes gone. Subi still holding sway by 10 points. So it looks like South Fremantle are going to end up finishing second.
And that's all here from Fremantle Community Bank Oval, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Thank you for joining our live stream. Congratulations to South Fremantle Bulldogs. We'll leave you for some highlights from the match. It's good evening and good night.